done woke up, slept on me, trying to eat with vultures. Y'all look frail, let me feed the culture. Can't get full of the lead and coke, huh? Still sober? Y'all OD, follow me. Where the rain follow me, king. Yeah, I know the king, Martin Luther King. You ain't really on the throne, boy, you in a dream. Wake up, y'all don't want it. Down to the white, I better put Milo on it. And let's soon Chico Milo, homie. And if I'm scared, I guess I don't know it. Cause I'm still going still right where the heat at. And where I ain't supposed to be, that's where I be at. And I spit that, sit back, listen to the truth while the sky crack and the Lord get back. Or somebody wants to get back and they click clack, leave it bent back, looking at the syntax. Never left, but I've been back, cross on my big neck, and I don't rap gospel, I live that. But I'm nothing but a gimmick. You see me in the club, funny, you was in it. Skip a cosign, shout out to the homie Kendrick. And all I hear is crickets when I run into the critics. Oh well, show tells me a lot when they tell me to rock. Keep my eyebrows raised, smell what I'm cooking. And the sales may drop, yeah, the mail may stop, but they ask for the truth, yeah, I'm a dork. They like, how you do that now? Sound kinda nice, boy, who that down? Is everything real good, true and fair? But you probably wouldn't listen if you knew that down. If you knew that down.
The heart beats just a little faster right now, doesn't it? As they stand alone right now. No cornermen. They're just ready to make the ring walk for the biggest fight that boxing can.
Keep your hands and keep your chin tucked. It's the one that only goes with the shadow in the front. And hope everybody's having a blessed Sunday. It is Sunday, right? Clarissa Shields is supposed to be fighting. I didn't even know if I was gonna watch that or not. I know there was a funny undercard on there I was gonna talk about. We were looking at the guy that was gonna fight on there. That's funny. So look, hope everyone enjoyed last night, man. Last night. What? Oh, let me make sure I got this correct. Last night, man, I enjoyed last night. We had overall, my expectations was met. We had a great fight, man. We learned a lot, definitely, for both fighters. The main event in itself showed me that it showed me a couple things about the winner and the loser. Number one, primarily being well, let's start off with the opening card. The opening card, Jason Rosario. I don't know about him, but I think his career is it's kind of sad because I was talking about him yesterday. I kind of like Jason Rosario. As far as like he just seems like a good dude, but I don't really understand half the shit he says. But he got knocked out, and that was probably his last time he's gonna be in that situation. So unfortunately, they put him up. There is certain fighters that I feel like, especially in PBC, I feel like they're set up for failure almost. It's kind of sad, but they're the only ones that I see that actually does it. I'm not saying they purposely want people to lose, but I do think that they put certain fighters up against opponents that they're not going to win. And I think Rolly is a perfect example of that. You know, that it's like I feel like some fighters just don't get a break, and maybe that's what they don't want. I don't know, but I feel like if you've taken a bad loss, you don't have to necessarily always jump right back in the mix to a dangerous fight. You don't have to do that, bro. And I feel like a lot of these guys do that, and their career ends up, you know, Jason Rosario, he'll probably never get another shot again. I don't think he was ever elite to begin with, but it's just, you know, it's when you think about it. I mean, if that's all he knows how to do, if that's his only way of providing for his life, I mean, what's he gonna do now? I don't know how old he is, but he's the last 3 opportunities that he's had to become either a champion or to actually be in the top 5, he's lost. He's lost. And that's probably the situation a couple of fighters are going to be in this year. Primarily, I would say Rolly. You know, Rolly's always going to be able to sell as far as his personality goes. But if he loses against Ryan, that would be three losses in the past 4 fights. So, I mean, some people might look at Rolly already as a gatekeeper, but you don't want to be in that situation where you're a gatekeeper. Unless that's all you know how to do. I feel like this isn't basketball or football where you could just sign to a team and not play any games and still get a good check. Fighting is totally different. You can't do that. In fighting, you have to show up and fight to get paid. It's not like, oh, I'm at the tail end of my career. I'll just sign for this team and I'll sit on the bench and I'll just get a good check. No, that's not how fighting works. No, you gotta actually fight. And people like Rosario, fighters like Rosario, is probably never gonna get another chance again. But that was kind of expected because his matchup was just, I think it was a I'd probably be disrespecting him if I said it was an unfair matchup. It's kind of fucked up because you're in the same division, but I do feel like it was an unfair matchup. I don't think he was ever going to beat Ramos. But that fight, we saw how that went. Stephen Fulton, bro, he's all over the internet for coming into the ring with Timberland boots on. I never seen nobody in my life fight with Timberland, but bro, I don't know if those were actual Timberland boots. I don't know if that was actual boots that he fought in, but if a man beats you up wearing Timbs, that's embarrassing, bro. I mean, he literally shut Figueroa out wearing Timberland boots. Like, that's, I don't know, bro. Yo, Brandon Figueroa got demolished, bro. And none of his punches was hurting Fulton. Fulton ain't even a big puncher, bro. He's not even a big puncher, Fulton. And he came off being knocked out by Inoue and getting dropped in his last fight. And Brandon Figueroa couldn't hurt him, and the man beat you up in Timberland boots, bro. Let's look at this picture, bro. When they told me he fought in Tim boots, bro, I was like, no way. But he did. It's almost as bad as Devin Haney's shoes that he wore against Ryan. He might actually beat Devin. He might actually top Devin Haney for the most ridiculous shit to wear in the ring. First off, if somebody comes into the ring with a ridiculous attire and beat your ass, that's even worse to me. That's like you beating me up in flip-flops. They're like, damn, I didn't even have to put on shoes to beat you up. Like, I beat you up in sandals. I mean, he beat him up in Timberland boots, bro. Let me see this. This is crazy. And I know if those were actual Timberland boots, that must have been uncomfortable, bro. I don't know how you did that. Man, props to him. Let me see this. Right here. Look at that. Hold on. Let me hold on. Let me show the screen. He beat him up. He beat him up with Timberland boots on, bro. I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. Hold up. Look at this shit. The man, hold on. Take this off like this. Put it like this. Share it. Right there. There you go. Right here. The man beat you up in Timberland boots, bro. What are we doing here? Where's it at? Stephen Fulton. Let me go to Fulton versus Figueroa. Figueroa. Oh, just go to PBC. Just go to PBC. Here we go. And I got to be careful when I can't show too much of this because they bro, these dudes strike you. If you even talk about PBC, forget showing them. It's like Candyman. If you mention PBC 3 times on your stream, they're gonna strike you, bro. These dudes, bro. Why? I don't understand the whole striking thing because to me, it's like that's promotion. If somebody was showing my shit all over the place, I'd be like, good. I don't get it, bro. It is what it is. They struck me yesterday, bro, for showing this shit. But I just want to see this dude actually had Timberland boots on. Where's his boots at? Right here. Look at this shit. He beat him up with Timberland boots on, bro. Oh my goodness, bro. Brandon. How you let a man do you like that, bro? Look at that. Cut off jean shorts. Cut off jean shorts and some Timberland boots and some Green Bay Packer socks. That's embarrassing, bro. Look at that ridiculous outfit you done got beat up in, Brandon. You need to go back to the drawing board. What's his name? The Heartbreaker? Yeah, that is heartbreaking. You done broke my heart with that shit. That was a terrible ass performance, bro. Unbelievable, man. I don't know how he did that. Pitbull. Before I get, this isn't going to be a long live because I do want to address David Benavidez and the things that I'm hearing in regards to David Benavidez. I don't understand why things are so extreme always. To me, two things can be correct at the same time. It doesn't always have to be so black and white. I get it. Nobody likes playing the fence. You know, I think I'm guilty of that. I play the fence a lot. You know, a lot of times I don't know who to pick or whatever it may be, right? But two things can be the same, bro. Two things. It doesn't have to be so damn black and white. Hold on one second. So with David Benavidez, well, before I go to David Benavidez, let me just say the Pitbull fight was exciting. I don't know necessarily if Pitbull is elite after last night, and it's not the knock on him. The guy's exciting. It's just that Pitbull struggles with anybody that actually can move a little bit, and this guy wasn't really moving that much. He was standing in front of him and kind of banging it out. But I mean, it showed me that I get it, bro. He only fights one way, but he's like, Pitbull is very beatable, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but he's he's dangerous. I disagree with Pudo when Pudo says he doesn't have one punch knockout power. I do think that little guy got one punch knockout power, but I do think that he's very beatable. He's very beatable. If you move around, you throw a jab and you circle Pitbull, you're gonna give him problems. And I know it's easier said than done, but I'm telling you what I see. Pitbull, and then another thing I saw too was he dug down deep, but he was out of breath. The dude had a good chin, and that was probably fight of the night next to the main event. But getting to the main event, and then of course Brandon Figueroa, as you saw, got beat up by a man wearing Timberland boots and cut off jean shorts. Embarrassing, bro. Unbelievable, man. What a night. But the main event, let me get to the main event because this is not going to be a long live. I kind of want to talk about the things I've been seeing on X and formerly known as Twitter, and of course just everywhere. Now I don't know how you guys looked at the main event yesterday, but I saw it over again. And I will say this, every time I watch a fight, I see something different. And I saw, I'm going to say this. David Benavidez, I give him all the respect in the world. And I feel like people either like this kid or they hate him. And I don't think that's kind of fair, but he doesn't make it any better with the way he is as his attitude. I don't know if you heard what he said about Canelo after the fight, but there was a couple of things he said after the fight. One of the things he said was, of course, they brought up, and by the way, he didn't even bring up, to be fair to his credit, he didn't even mention Canelo. They always mention Canelo when it comes to David. So I will say to his credit, it's not like he came out of nowhere and started trashing Canelo. He didn't do that. However, these people, this is boxing, and people are just they're gonna bring up shit that you don't want to talk about. I don't know if you saw what happened in the UFC last night. I don't watch the UFC that much, but I do watch their main guys. And Israel Adesanya, who at one point was the face of the UFC, got knocked out in the second round by, they're saying, a nobody. That's what they're saying. I don't know the guy. I don't watch the UFC like that. I'm just telling you. I know I was at the store and I saw him get knocked out in the second round. And that community is like they're getting on him, and I don't, you know, and this is a guy that was like the face of that company, bro. And they're over there like, yo, you need to retire. And of course, after his fight, they start asking him shit that I feel like you shouldn't really be asking him. It's like, bro, he just got knocked out, bro. Let the man go back home. Let him, you know. But it's bro, it's a brutal business. We all know. So of course, you knew that David Benavidez, they were gonna bring up Canelo, even though Canelo is not even in that division technically. But we do know that he moved up to 175 to fight Bivol. Okay, what's going on, brother? So a couple of things. Let me show you one of the things that I found funny with David. First off, one of the funny things is I found, which is one of the things that I wanted to talk about, because I feel like people are in denial. I do. I feel like Canelo fans and David Benavidez fans, they're both in denial. And I don't, I'm gonna call the shit down the middle, because I'm not a fanboy of either. I like them. I fuck with boy. Look, I'm a fan of Canelo and I'm a fan of David Benavidez, but I'm not a fanboy. Let's make a clear distinction of what it is. What's going on, T? Let's make a clear distinction of what a fan and a fanboy is. First off, anybody that tells you you shouldn't be a fan of a fighter, don't listen to what the fuck they say, because that's ridiculous, bro. That is ridiculous. This is a sport. You're gonna be a fan of a fighter. Why wouldn't you be? Are you a fan of the sport? Do you like the sport? Do you like watching boxing? Then you're a fan of a fighter, bro. Let's not act like we all like every fighter the same. That's not how it works. Some fighters you like, some fighters you don't like. Some fighters you like their style, some fighters you can't stand them. Some fighters you just don't stand their personality. I've told you over and over again, there's something about Tyson Fury that rubbed me the wrong way. I like the fact that the man believed in Jesus, but it was just something. I don't know if it's because he's from the UK. I don't know if it's because of his gypsy background, or how he would like kind of like in a way be like in a way some of the things he was saying was like subconsciously racist sometimes or whatever. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the man's to me a good fighter. You know, he's big, he's tall, and he uses his attributes. You know, I give respect to where it is. I don't have to like you to know that you're a good fighter or not. And I feel like that's where people are in denial. If you're going for a fighter, this is my mentality on it, bro. If you're going for a fighter and your fighter loses, right? For you to sit there and call the guy that beat your fighter trash is an insult to the guy you was going for. Is it not? I mean, do you know how ridiculous Chris Colbert looked when he got knocked out and then said, yeah, that guy's trash? Well, then what does that make you, bro? Because he knocked you the fuck out. So I see these people. I get it, bro. There's a rivalry and shit, but two things can be right at the same time. David Benavidez to me showed me that he is like a monster as far as his mentality, and he is a problem. I've always said he's a problem, but he also looked vulnerable last night. Bro. There's when he's talking, let me show you this. Now, I expect him to be like this, by the way. He's got a lot of pride. Fighters with pride, do expect him to be like that. It's no different than, you know, when T.O. be saying some crazy shit. T.O.'s like that too, you know, but you got to just decipher the bullshit, bro. Like, come on. Like, I can see you got touched up, bro. You don't have to make it seem like you didn't get touched up. We all saw you get touched up. And there's nothing wrong with that. Morrell is a good fighter. Let me see this real quick. Where is it at? Right here. Let me upload this real quick.
Landed a lot, you know, against a great fighter.
Did you guys see this right here?
41 is pretty good. That's really good. And I don't think I got hit that much either, you know what I mean? I landed a lot, you know, against a great fighter. 41 is pretty good. That's really good. And I don't think I got hit that much either, you know what I mean?
Thank you. Yes, brother. Everyone is vulnerable. Exactly. Exactly. Everyone is vulnerable, bro. Everyone is human. Ain't nobody here indestructible. Ain't nobody here unbeatable. Ain't nobody here not gonna die. Ain't nobody here not gonna get sick. Ain't nobody here shit don't stink. Ain't nobody here like, let's stop acting like that, bro. That's what I don't like the denial shit, because it's like when you make a fighter look not human or you talk like he's not human, that's the shit that makes me like kind of like go at certain fighters, and that's wrong on my part. That's wrong on my part. But when I criticize somebody, like a lot of times they got like superior, like really big fans, and they come at me, and it's like, bro, why you upset with me? I'm telling you my opinion, and I'm telling you what I see. Okay?
I didn't understand that.
Why do you always shut up? I'm not talking to you. Something's wrong with this phone, bro. It does it all the time. I really feel like they're fucking spying on me, bro. I know I sound crazy, but that happens 10 times a day. I'm not even saying, you heard me. I didn't say nothing to the phone. Pisses me off, man. We watching a movie and it's like, what did you say? I didn't say nothing. Anyway, that's Jesus. I don't know why that gets me upset. So let's talk about before I even get to Morrell. I want to talk about Canelo and David Benavidez. Why? Do I think they're gonna fight? I don't know. Some people say don't even talk about it, right? Well, here goes the thing. This is why I got an issue with that. This is why I have an issue with that. In my opinion, I feel like sometimes people don't want you to talk about that. Why? Don't you want to see? Like, I spoke about this the other day, and I feel like this is a difference. I do see a huge difference in the mindset of fans. Me, I want to see everyone fight each other. I want to see good fights. I've never, ever had a fighter that I liked, and for some reason in the back of my head, I thought, well, if he fights that guy, he's going to lose. So therefore, I'm going to talk like I don't want to see that fight. I've never been like that, bro. T.O., I don't think, listen, I know there's other T.O. fans out there. I think Crawford is a tall order, bro. All right. You very well could knock out T.O. I'm being dead ass, and I'm going for T.O. when I fuck with T.O. I'm never gonna be like T.O. shouldn't fight him. T.O. should no. T.O. want to fight him. Let him fight him, bro. Like, and I still think it would be a good fight. You see what I'm saying? So when some people tell me like, don't talk about Canelo versus David, why? Why not? I think Canelo can beat David. I think it takes someone like Canelo to beat David. And then they get mad when I say that. It's like, look, bro, I'm telling you, I want to see them fight because I do think someone like Canelo would beat David. However, David showed me why I think Canelo does what he does. I don't think Canelo is scared of David Benavidez one bit, but I could tell you this right now. Let's keep it 100, bro. And I know some of y'all that watch me are huge Canelo fans, and I fuck with y'all, bro. So when you write those comments to me, bro, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. But don't get mad at me for telling the truth. Or at least telling my truth, bro. Like, it's like they love it when I'm like backing Canelo, when people are trashing Canelo, they love it. They're like, yeah, fact, shadow, fact, shadow, fact. The moment I criticize this man, it's like, don't be doing that. Don't be making up narratives now, Shadow. What do you mean making up narratives, bro? I'm not making up nothing. To me, in my opinion, this man has made excuses for David Benavidez that he doesn't make for anybody else. But at the same time, he tries to make it seem like the kid is not a challenge to him. So I'm going to call that out. Like, don't get mad at me because that's what I see. I'm going to tell you what I see. How the hell does it look like when you sit there and you say this? He brings nothing to the table but 20 extra pounds. However, I want $200 million, a private island, and half the stock of Dow and Dow Jones to fight the motherfucker. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Then you say he hasn't done anything, but then that doesn't look right, because then you turn around and you fight people like Munguia, who I think David Benavidez has done more, Berlanga, who I think David Benavidez has done. Granted, he was up at 175. I'm just telling you what I see. Ryder. And then so people will say to me, well, that's the business, Shadow. You don't know. Listen, as a fan, right? As a fan, okay, I get it. I don't know that part of the business, but as a fan, I'm not entitled to either. I'm not entitled to. I pay for a pay-per-view like the next person. I want to see good fights, bro. I don't want to see excuses. That's just me. And what's kind of crazy about the whole Canelo situation is I think Canelo can beat David. I think it's somebody like him that could beat him, because Morrell showed me his inexperience last night. Not only inexperience with ring IQ, because I think Morrell does have good ring IQ. And in fact, if Morrell was a less fighter, he would have got stopped yesterday. I think Morrell, listen, and another thing too that I'm seeing on the internet, he has, bro. He has. Thank you. Right? Can't two things be the same, Rusty Cage? You could be a fan and also point out that the man's contradicting himself. I don't understand it. You know, there's only a few fighters in this community that when you criticize them, people were like, how fucking dare you? I have literally sat here and taken shots over Canelo, like dudes coming on here and saying, oh, you a Canelo dick rider for fucking years, because I felt like you're trying to shame this man with a dude who ain't even done a 0.5 of what Canelo did. And I'm a fan of Canelo. I am. And in fact, how does it look? I think Canelo can beat David. That's why I want to see him fight. That's why I don't like the bullshit. But it's contradicting, bro. Come on. You're contradicting yourself, man. He brings nothing to the table but 20 pounds. But I want $800 million, a fucking separate country, to fight the man. But you turn around, you fight Ryder, though. But when I defend Canelo, these dudes is like, yo, Shadow, you're the man. Do you know every time I do a Canelo video where I'm like defending him, you know how you guys don't see the, do they show the dislike still? You don't see the dislike. I don't care about any of that. Y'all should know that. I don't care. But you know how they take the dislike button away, right? I don't know if you guys can see it. I think you can only see the thumbs up, right? But content creators, we can go into when you go to upload your videos or anything or click on your channel, you could just go to like the analytics, right? And then it'll actually show you the percentage. It gives you like a breakdown. You can actually go deep into it. Actually, it'll tell you like how many percentage of men are watching you, how many women are watching you that say they're women, and the age bracket. And they even updated it now to where I can actually see where unless you're using what do you call it that blocks your signal, a VPN. Unless you're using a VPN, I can actually see where you're watching me from, not your address. It's not like LT's watching me from San Antonio 848 2nd Street. No, but it'll just say America, South America, right? China or Asia or whatever. So it gives you a breakdown, and I could see, and I go back and I look at my analytics sometimes to see like what subjects, when I speak about them, how people react, right? And when it's Canelo, I notice this. If I make a live about Canelo, I noticed I was getting more views in when I was like defending him. You know, the view count and the like ratio was higher than usual. But I don't I don't just do that. Like, I'm not just gonna every video I'm gonna make a Canelo video. Like, that's what a lot of guys do. If you notice their format, some big channels like just go to their channels and you look, and there's a lot of the same subjects, and I don't blame them. I just personally don't do that because I like to shoot the shit with y'all. Like, it ain't really about money or nothing like that. I have my own income and shit like that. Like, I do this for fun, I swear. You know what I mean? And it's like, if it wasn't for the handful of y'all that always show up here, I swear, bro, I'd have stopped this shit. I'd have stopped it. Sometimes it ain't worth it to me. And but I noticed when I'm like defending Canelo and shit, the like ratio is up and everything like that. But the rare times that I like just criticize the band, holy shit. 70% thumbs down. And it's not even like I'm saying anything bad, like fuck Canelo. No, it's just usually I'm saying things like I don't like the excuse that you say for this guy, but then it's okay for this guy, or I don't like the whole like he's not being nice to me, I won't fight him. Like, I'm sorry, I don't like that, okay? Like, what the fuck? That don't take nothing away from what Canelo does in the ring. And people are still missing the fact when I bring this up. I think Canelo beats him. That's why I want to see him fight him. I think he beats him, bro. From what I saw yesterday, I'm looking at this and I'm like, I don't know how Canelo's not licking his chops, bro. Like, I could beat this kid, bro. But the longer you wait, bro, I'm telling you, this kid is getting better and better and better. But he showed weaknesses yesterday. And that's okay. Because Morrell's good too, by the way. Morrell's gonna be champion. That guy's gonna be. He's only got 11 fights, bro. He only got 11 fights. And if he had a better gas tank, and he's got one of the best trainers in the game, by the way. I hope Morrell don't change that, bro. Ronnie Shields is hands down. If I had to pick a trainer, and I'm gonna say this every time I talk about trainers, every time, Ronnie Shields is hands down one of the best trainers I've seen in a very long time. If you listen to what this man says in the corner, he doesn't say shit like this. I don't know how many times. I don't know what happened to good trainers. I don't know what happened. But when a fighter is taking punches and a fighter is losing a round and he gets back to the corner, you don't say things to him like, get him out of there. Go knock him out. Go. What do you think he's been trying to do, bro? What do you think? You think he wants to be there? Do you think he likes taking punches to the face? Tell him something. Tell him something. Ronnie Shields does that. When Morrell got the point taken away, which I'm going to talk about in a second, he got the point taken away. And I think when I was talking with HLD yesterday, so there's a language barrier. So, of course, like, you know, I guess when he says something to him, the translator says something or whatever. Hey, what's up, Boxing Magic? And he's a big Canelo fan, you know, and I know every time I criticize Canelo, he says something too. And I'm trying to tell, hey, Boxing Magic, I'm trying to tell you the reason why I say what I say about Canelo, because I think he beats David. But I think the longer he waits, bro, and maybe he won't fight him. I don't know. But getting back to Ronnie Shields before I get to the point taken away. Oh, yeah. When the point got taken away, I don't know if you noticed, but the in-between of that round was long. How long is it in between rounds, by the way? Is it supposed to be 1 minute or 2 minutes? I don't know, but that was a long. That transition from the 11th round to the 12th was very long to me, because when that point got taken away, I got up and I went to the bathroom. And I came out the bathroom and I was like, well, I ordered it. I could watch it. And I went to go grab something to drink. And I swear, I was gone for like 3 minutes. I came back. David Morrell was still on the stool. So I don't know if there was a lot of commotion. But David Morrell was upset. Because in his mind, he's like, what did I do wrong? You know, he hit me after the bell. He did. However, when I look back at it, like, David Benavidez was throwing that quick combination shit. So to be fair, like, maybe it wasn't that hard to just stop. You know what I mean? Because, you know, David was in the middle of a flurry. But it don't matter, though. Like, people need to understand that. It don't matter. If you're fighting someone and you hear that bell and a punch comes after that bell, motherfucker, you gonna, what? I don't think Morrell did anything wrong, bro. Nothing. So he goes back to the corner and he's upset. And Ronnie Shields is telling him, yo, drop it, bro. Drop it. Like, focus. We're in the last round. And he was trying to get him, but David Morrell was so upset. Like, no, I don't understand. Like, bro, but Ronnie Shields, when I go back and look at him, he's telling him what to do. And I don't know if Morrell couldn't do it or there was a language barrier, but he was telling him what to do. He was telling him, look, man, you're putting too much steam on those punches and you're tiring yourself out, right? Let off a little bit. Go to the body more. You know, he was telling him good shit, bro. I don't know if Morrell understood him, which is, you know, shouldn't there be somebody there to like break it down? And I don't know what's up with these translators and shit, but anyway, but that is kind of like, that's the only thing that sucks though. Because if me and you speak a different language, every time you tell me something, some dude's got to translate it. That's valuable time to me. Like half of the damn round is him trying to explain for the last two sentences. But anyway, and then it's even worse. Then it's even worse if the fighter has to say something back, like, you know. But anyway, David Morrell showed to me that David is vulnerable, which he is, bro. He's vulnerable, but David also showed why I do think the name fits him, the monster, bro. And he reminds me, bro, of Virgil Ortiz in a way. He really does. He really does. If you hurt David is not going to but hold on, I will say this though. Yesterday was the first time ever that I've seen David Benavidez where twice in the fight he backed up because he was hurt. But he didn't back up because like he was scared. One of them was a body shot. If you go back and look, and Morrell didn't even see it. I could tell he didn't see it. They were in exchanges and Morrell threw a shot to the body. Me and HOD was watching it yesterday, and you actually see the delay reaction. When he hit David had his hands up, and like a couple seconds later, David dropped it. Like you could tell, it's like a delay reaction. And then he started backing up. And Morrell didn't see it. He didn't see it. And David went to the corner with his back on the ropes, and he wasn't throwing anything. And HOD got pissed off. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, I don't think he saw it. And that's another thing, too. David's presence, bro. David's presence is just as much a problem as his pressure, bro. Like, he throws all these punches, right? But he stays in front of your face. And I think it's like I'm thinking about it. Like as a person that's watching this, I'm like, bro, this dude is in front of my face. He's swarming me, right? He's going upstairs. He's going downstairs, right? And regardless whether you want to call him a pillow puncher or whatnot, he's fast and his punches do have snap. And he hurt Morrell to the body. And round 7 or 6, one of them, he hit Morrell to the body, and Morrell was visibly shaken. Also mixed in with fatigue. And a couple more shots. If the round was longer, he could have. I don't know what would have happened. But Morrell was struggling that round, and Morrell recovered pretty quickly. By the way, Morrell is strong. He's strong. I went back and I watched the fight, and what was it? Round 4? Was it 4? It was like round 4. Benavidez is busting him up, right? And he caught David Benavidez with a left and kind of like it shook his whole body, kind of like, y'all know what I'm talking about? When Morrell is on the ropes like this and David comes in like this, and Morrell was like this and threw a left and checked him as he came in, and David went like this. And when he went like that, Morrell pushed him over to the ropes and just fired off. I could hear the thudding The thuds when David was blocking, that shit was loud. And people are screaming. Morrell's got power, bro. And so David's got a chin too. He's got a chin, but his face was busted up. It's funny how he was like, nah, I ain't get hit.
I landed a lot, you know, against a great fighter. 41 is pretty good. That's really good. And I don't think I got hit that much either, you know what I mean? I landed a lot, you know, against a great fighter. 40. I don't think I got hit that much either, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's funny, bro. That's funny. I mean, he's gonna say that. He's gonna say that. I mean, he's got pride, but he got hit a lot, bro. He got hit a lot. His face was busted up. He showed, but he also showed me, bro, that the dude ain't gonna back up, man. Two things can be right at the same time, is all I'm saying, bro. Is all I'm saying. And by the way, like, nobody has to take my advice. Nobody ever takes my advice anyway, but when you make excuses for the person that you're going for, like, especially when he's not making any excuses, it looks kind of weird. That's all I'm saying. If the person you're going for, I get it, you're going for him, right? But if he's not making any excuses, you shouldn't, bro. You see what I'm saying? You shouldn't. If I get my ass whooped, let's say Boxing Magic is my guy and I'm fighting LT and LT beats my ass, and I go up to LT and I say, good fight, bro, like, good shit. It ain't a fair game. And Boxing Magic goes, nah, man, you did that. But I'm not making any excuses. Like, you like it. Come on, man. I'm not making any excuses, so you don't have to. I know you fuck with me, but you don't have to, bro. I feel like a lot of these guys do that. He's like, come on, man. I mean, this is a fight. It's a fight. And Morrell got nothing to be ashamed of, by the way, bro. That dude's gonna be champion again. I think he's gonna be champion in the future. He just needs to get he needs to get more pro experience. The one thing I hope they don't do with Morrell, this is gonna be a great test, bro. I hope they don't throw Morrell back in with like real. I think he, like, when you take a loss, I think just, I'm not saying a whole bunch of tune-ups, bro, but I really believe that how you move a fighter is really important, bro. Because if you take 2 back-to-back losses, bro, not only does that mess up your record, but the momentum. And this is a perfect example. Jason Rosario, I was just talking about him when the live started. Look at how his career has went. So Jarrett Hurd was champion, right? Jarrett Hurd was mowing past people and everything like that. He gets upsetted by J-Rock out of Philly. Remember that fight? J-Rock, like, he fucked Jarrett Hurd up. Then the very next fight, a home fight in Philly, he fights Rosario, and Rosario beat J-Rock down, right? So now Rosario's in this good spot. Rosario's next fight is against Jermell Charlo. That was the pay-per-view where both Charlos fought. I think Jermall fought Dervinchenko on the co-main, and the main was Jermell against Rosario, right? And he stops Rosario. Okay, you won the title. You lost the title the very next fight. Okay, fine. Go back to the drawing board. He jumps back and fights Erickson Lubin in a title shot. Gets stopped. So now that's twice. Then yesterday he fought Ramos, and the whole lead up to the fight, Rosario was like, I'm not going to get another shot. I know I'm not. And he got knocked out. I mean, it's like he's probably not going to get another shot again. And at some point, you got to think, like, do you want to remain a gate? Like, that's the one thing about fighting, bro. Is like, if you don't got nothing to back up on and you're not saving your money, like, what do you want to? You don't want to become a gatekeeper, all right? You don't want to be a sacrificial lamb with your body, bro, because your brain is taking punches and you're gonna be disabled. You're gonna start stuttering, and as you get older, you don't even know if you're gonna get Alzheimer's. Like, this is not a career. This is not a great career, all right? You don't sit there and go, hey, you know, I was thinking about NASA and fighting boxing, like, you know what I mean, UFC. You don't do that. Like, this is just, it's a God-given gift. You get your money and you get out, or you one of the best and you stay in the sport. But Morrell is still early in this game, and I don't want to see them throw this man back in there against like a Bivol or Better Beef right now, or anybody that's really dangerous right now. And I know some people might say, why? Well, because I feel like let the man bounce back and let him get some more professional fights, because I think Morrell, a rematch with David Benavidez in a year or two will be a lot closer, bro. He showed a lot for a guy that with only 11 fights. You got to admit, bro. Like, if you shitting on Morrell, come on now. Come on. You know, have you guys been looking online? I know you guys have seen this comment. Don't tell me you haven't seen these comments. Okay, go to the PBC right now and look up, go to PBC and look at the Morrell and Benavidez highlights. When you go, I swear to you, I think it's the first one. I think it's still up there, but you're going to see like 20 comments, right? All the same. I know you've heard it before. It goes, Benavidez is so good that motherfuckers, Benavidez is so good that people always praise his opponents for taking an ass whooping. Right? And I'm thinking like, nah, that's not the case with this, bro. No, that's not the case. People are praising Morrell because he lumped David Benavidez up. He made him look vulnerable, bro. This is not like David Benavidez did to Lemieux or what David Benavidez did to Andre. Like, why are you upset that people are giving Morrell props? Don't make it seem like when somebody gets knocked out in round one, people go, oh, that guy really got knocked out really well. That guy's a warrior. Nobody says that, bro. We usually say the guy's a warrior when the fight is competitive and he did good shit in there. Like, people are so tribal and so damn one way or the other, bro. Two things can be right, bro. I think David Benavidez is a problem. I think he lives up to his name, the monster, but he showed a lot of vulnerability yesterday. And I'm going to tell you like this. I don't know how many people agree with this. People think that Bivol easily beats David Benavidez. I don't agree with that. But however, I do think somebody like Better Beef or somebody like Canelo is going to be his kryptonite. And Canelo, as far as Canelo goes, like, I do. Another reason why I keep bringing up Canelo is because I feel like the more he waits, the worse it's going to be for him. David's getting better and better and better. David did show, by the way, that he doesn't have a lot of power at 175, but I don't think he needs it, though. With a work rate like that, you really don't need to be knocking people out with one shot, bro. You don't really have to. When you pressure somebody that much, bro, going downstairs to the body, going upstairs, whatever. But he wasn't really hurting Morrell. It was the constant in his face wearing, and then Morrell was tired on top of that. And Morrell, I'm pretty sure that Morrell, in his mind, he thought he was going to get David out of there. I really think that in his mind, he's like, this ain't going to make it to 10. This ain't going to make it to 11. Because by the 9th and 10th round, that motherfucker was huffing and puffing. And he was, every punch he was throwing was damn near 100%. And Ronnie Shields was trying to tell him, let off, bro. Like, you're doing good, but you're throwing too much and you're exerting yourself. And he should have listened to Ronnie Shields more. But like I said, I don't know if he understands. Hey, it's a close fight, man. It's a close fight. It's a close fight, man. And look, man, I when I criticize Canelo, bro, like, it ain't like, come on, man. Y'all should know more than anybody. I've spent more time defending Canelo than anything, bro. But I don't like the contradictions, bro, as a fight fan. I just don't. If you want to tell me that's the business, fine. If that's what you believe, fine. But you got to understand, from my point of view, I think he beats David. So I want to see it. So when I hear things like, well, he brings 20 extra pounds to the fight, he hasn't done anything. But if I do fight him, I want like $200 million and this and he hasn't really done anything. And then you turn around and then you fight Berlanga, but then you fight Ryder and then you fight Munguia. And to me, David Benavidez has done more than Berlanga and Munguia. Even though I know the Berlanga situation, David was at 175. I'm just giving you an example. Don't sit there and make it seem like you only fight people that has like carved out this humongous legacy every single fight, because that's not what you do. You do take what we call, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because if you get on Canelo for taking what you call a tune-up, then you got to get on everybody. Name one fighter that you know right now that hasn't taken any light touches, except for maybe Usyk. I'm thinking even Inoue, to me, in my opinion, has had the last couple of fights. I think there were some harder fights out there. Not saying these fights aren't hard. I'm saying there was some harder fights he could have taken. Now, it's not always that easy because of promotional and shit, but all I'm saying is this, bro. Like, if I think that you could beat the guy, I'm not going to want to hear you say that you don't want to fight him, because I think you could beat him. So I want to see you fight him. And I think the longer you wait, I think the harder it's going to be on you. And then when people say to me, well, don't talk about it no more, Shadow, like, it's almost like that's what you want. That's what you want. But you think he's going to lose, so you don't want people to talk about it? Is that what it is? I think he beats him. That's why I want to see it. I do think the longer he waits, bro, David's getting better and better and better, man. Why do I think Canelo beats David? I'll tell you why. Right now, I'm saying right now, if they were to fight, it would be, to me, a very close fight. But why do I got Canelo beating David? Number one thing I learned yesterday, bro, is experience does matter. It does matter. And I used to favor skills and youth and shit like that over experience, right? But as I watch this sport more and more and more, and as I get older, I realize experience is like just as fucking important as the shape you're in, bro. Like, if you've been in that situation before, or you fought a fighter like that before, and you know how to deal with that situation, like, that shit is valuable. It's probably more valuable than you not knowing, but you're in better shape. Well, you're in better shape, but you never fought no one like this, so you can get caught all night. But if I fought someone like that and I know how that style is, okay, I might not be in as best shape, but I know how to deal with this style. Like, to me, that experience sometimes is more important. And I think Canelo's experience, number one, Canelo fights bigger guys 95% of the time. So size ain't gonna be shit. It's nothing. Saying he's bigger than Canelo ain't that don't mean nothing, bro, to Canelo. He the smaller man in damn near every one of his fights. In fact, if he fights Crawford still might be as tall as him, but I think that'll be the fight where I think Canelo might be somewhat bigger. But for the most part, Canelo's the smaller man, right? So that ain't gonna matter. Chin. He didn't hurt David-Morrell. David Benavidez didn't hurt David-Morrell. He ain't gonna hurt Canelo, bro. Unless he catch him with a body shot or something. I just don't see it, bro. He's probably got like the top shit, like, at least, bro. He's got this ain't even present. This ain't even present. Like, if I was to pick a fighter within the last 10, 15 years and pick a chin, like, Canelo's like top 3. He's never been dropped. He's been rocked back in 1922. The people like to bring it up and shit. But, like, he's got a good chin. So there, you got the chin aspect. You got the he fights bigger guys all the time aspect, right? So that's 2 right there. Experience. He's fought pressure fighters. He's fought movers. He's fought come forward Mexican fighters. He's fought defensive fighters. He's fought UK fighters. He's fought tricky fighters. He's fought the white slick Caleb Plant fighters. Like, he's fought them all. So he's got that on his side. And I think people underestimate Canelo's power, because he's not knocking people out, but he's dropping people, bro. Another reason why I didn't like I know if he was joking with Benavidez when he said 20 pounds extra or whatever, I don't, whether he was complaining or not, you know why that bothered me? Is because it's like you fought Berlanga, he came in 200 pounds. Berlanga was actually bragging. Like before he went into the ring that night, he stepped on the scale and remember it was on X and shit. He was 200 pounds, bro. And Canelo still dropped him with a quick check left hook, bro. And he dropped Munguia. So he still got power. He's still fast. He's a good body puncher. He's got a high guard. Yeah, I think he could beat David Benavidez. Yeah. Yeah, I do. That's just me. I think he can. But I think the longer he wait, bro, it ain't. But I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring it up because I'm a fight fan, bro. And I'm gonna keep it real. If I feel like you making an excuse, I'm not saying you scared. I don't think Canelo's scared of nobody, bro. But I did say this. I think maybe he looks at David like, and I made the comparison yesterday, bro. Like before Boots got touched up in those past couple of fights, because Boots now looks very beatable. He looks like a very beatable fighter because he got touched up, right? But before he got touched up, remember he had that aura about him, right? And I don't know, people were saying like people were avoiding him or whatever it is, but he had that like unbeatable aura, that young fighter, even though he's got 30 fights. And I mean, but you know what I mean? He just had that aura about him that like he's bad news for Crawford, right? And I don't think Crawford was ever scared of Boots at all. I never bought into that notion. But I do think that at one point Crawford was looking at him like, well, like if I can avoid that, like he's young, he's powerful, you know, he's upcoming. Yeah, I'll beat him, but like it's gonna be kind of hard. And if I can avoid it, you don't think people think like that, bro? You don't think people think that? Doesn't mean you're scared. Doesn't mean you're scared. It just means like, in a way, I understand Canelo in that aspect. If Canelo's looking at Benavidez like, well, he doesn't have a major belt. Yeah, I know that was the mandatory at one point, and he lost his belts on the scale, and he's undefeated, and everyone wants me to fight him. But if he's thinking like, well, he doesn't have a major belt, he doesn't offer me nothing, I understand that. But don't make it seem like it's just that. And then turn around and fight Ryder and fight fucking Berlanga and shit like that. I know the Berlanga was a different thing, but I'm just making an example. It doesn't matter. Davis at 175 anyway. But if Canelo still has interest in fighting the winner, a better and better beef. By the way, somebody said yesterday that Eddie Reynoso was in the crowd. Which if that's true, why was he in the crowd? Like, did he have a fighter there, or like why was Eddie Reynoso there? And then also Canelo, I think he says he's gonna fight for another 4 or 5 years. So that fight, bro, is not out of the realm. It's not. If Canelo was gonna like end his career next year, I'd be like, what is the point of talking about David Benavidez? But when he's sitting here telling you, nah, I ain't gonna retire till I'm like 30, whatever. That's like 4 years from now. Like, then yeah, bro, it's in the realm of possibility. What do you think? And the longer he waits, the longer it's gonna be worse for him. My thing is Benavidez has always fought guys with less power that ran the whole fight and were scared of him until last night. Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. And he looked vulnerable. He looked vulnerable, bro. And that's what I mean by like, bro, giving. I don't know. I shouldn't think too much into why people do what they do. I know why they do what they do, but to me, two things can be right at the same time, bro. Yeah, I mean, hey, not all of us just take fire stick fights. You know, a lot. There's a big portion of us that pay for these pay-per-views because we don't want to see buffering and stuff like that. We contribute, and even the ones that do, it doesn't matter. We're fans, bro. Well, I mentioned Better Beef yesterday. So Better Beef, think about this, right? The reason why I got David Benavidez more likely beating Bivol is because of David's constant come forward, constant pressure, right? I think that's a problem for anybody, by the way. Anybody David Benavidez fights, like, okay, if you're a mover, look at Caleb Plant, right? His constant presence in front of your face, it's going to wear you down unless you got great stamina, bro. You see what David's doing, right? Right? David Benavidez is showing you one of the major keys you need to beat him before anything is you need to have stamina. And you need to be able to withstand him pressuring you the whole fight. Because even when he's in front of you and he's not throwing punches, his pressure, I was talking about his pressure, his presence. I was talking about his presence yesterday. His presence alone, bro, it is like when you're getting hit upstairs, downstairs, upstairs, downstairs. And then even when he stops throwing punches, he's still right in front of your face. That's why Morrell froze. Like, there was mad times Morrell could have thrown a punch, but I'm pretty sure he didn't because he was getting tagged a lot. And then when David would take a break, Morrell was still kind of frozen sometimes because A, he was a little bit tired, and B, he wasn't sure when David's going to fire back or not, because some fighters, when they want to take a break, they'll move. They'll move. Like how Stephen Fulton, when he wanted to take a break last night, he was moving. David will take a break and he'll stand. He still stands right in front of you. He might leave his hands up. It's just his presence, bro. And that shit wears you down. He did it to Plant. Saw he did it in Morrell. I was a little bit surprised that Morrell got tired early like that, because one of the things I thought that was really going to help Morrell is I thought he was going to be able to have stamina towards the late of the fight. We kind of got tired early. At least from what I saw, he looked like he got tired early. He didn't really get tired. I've seen him get tired in his fights before, but those fights were later on in the fight. And even then, he was able to hurt the guy a lot of times. But it seemed in this fight, he was like, it looked like by round 5, he was starting to struggle. And I'm like, what is going on? Why is Morrell like looking like he's struggling a little bit? Like, it's early, bro. I expected that later on. But it's David's presence, bro. It's his presence. It's his constant pressure. And that's why I feel like, I'm not saying he beats Bivol, but I'm saying I give him a better shot against Bivol than Better Beef. Now, Better Beef, why is that a problem? Because you see what Morrell did to David's face, right? And whether you think he landed a lot or not, it doesn't matter. When have you ever seen his face like that, bro? I've never seen David's face like that. Never. And that means, obviously, those are clean shots. Look at his ear. Look at his eye. Look at down here. His forehead is swollen on the opposite side. Those are clean landed punches. How many of those are Better Beef you think he could take? We don't know, right? Do I still have the... Oh, I still do have it here. Let me show you this. By the way, somebody need to explain to me how Brandon Figueroa loses to a guy in Tim boots and cut off jean shorts, bro. Man, that's bad, bro. That's like me beating your ass in sandals, bro. That's just horrible. All right. Right here. I got to be careful not to show any of the fight. Maybe I got to wait a day or two or whatever. PBC, bro. Did y'all see what they did to my stream yesterday? I had to contest it. I had to just settle for them trimming out the segment. I just said, you know what? I ain't going to argue with you. I tried to use the whole commentary shit. I'm like, bro, it's pausing it and shit. And they don't want to hear that shit, bro. All right, fine, bro. Trim the shit out, bro. Take it. I won't play none of you. I won't even mention your fucking name anymore. It's like you mentioned PBC 3 times and end the stream. Like, I thought I'm promoting you, bro. Like, if somebody's playing my shit, I'm gonna be like, go ahead, let them play it. That means more people know me. I don't get it. I wasn't showing the fight. I was pausing it and talking. But it is what it is. And only PBC does, or the Zone does it, but I've only had my stream stopped twice, ever. And both times was during a PBC fight. Here we go, right here. So, by the way, what I'm about to show you right here. So, you guys remember the lead up to the fight, right? Shout out to HOD too for sending me some of the stuff. You remember on the lead up to the fight, what's his name again, Tycho? The guy that we're talking about. I get this guy's name wrong. He looks like a white guy, but he's not white. David Morrell's manager. So when they first announced this fight, I never understood why he was doing this. I still don't understand why David Benavidez was doing this. Maybe he is trying to help Morrell. I don't know. But either way, I don't understand the angle, but it pissed this dude off, bro. It pissed this dude off. So when the fight was announced, David Benavidez in their very first conference that they were talking, not even the conference, just them talking in the same room. He said to him, I'm going to expose you in the ring, and I'm going to expose you getting robbed. And he basically was like, you know, this guy's taking your money and this and that. And I don't know why, but he kept on that. But anyway, at the weigh-in, the day before the weigh-in, David Benavidez said it again. When the guy went up there, here goes this clip right here. When the guy came up there, and you know how they go, you know how they go before the fight. If I'm gonna fight, they go, here goes Shadow, but before Shadow, here goes his trainer, right? And then, you know, if it's Tank, right? Calvin Ford goes up and he's like, yeah, you know, me and my fighter, right? And then boom, and then Tank goes up, right? Boom. And then their trainer goes up, and then Frank Martin will come up, right? Like that. You know what I'm talking about when they alternate, and then the father comes up, right? When David Morrell, before he got announced, they did the manager, Ronnie Shields, then Morrell. And then with David Benavidez, it was Samson Lukowicz, Jose Benavidez Sr., then David Benavidez, right? That's like the order that it goes. When the guy came up, Morrell's manager, David Benavidez started telling him, you're robbing Morrell and this and that, and it got the motherfucker mad. And this is where, and the reason why I'm telling you this is because of the scuffle that happened last night, the scuffle that happened in the post conference, which I'm about to show you. But the day before the weigh-in, David Benavidez was like, yeah, man, you taking money from him and shit. And that pissed him off. And that's what caused this. This is what yesterday after the fight, when they were all in the back, right? What I'm about to show you right now stems from this. Because when he sees David, he tells him, and I put my headphones on to listen to it yesterday. He tells him, like, to David Benavidez, you better fucking apologize to me. You know, you don't want no problems with me, and you know how I get down. This is an old man talking to him. I don't know if he's trying to say I know the mob or whatever, but it stems from this right here. And not that. Hold on.
Hey, listen, let me tell you something. All I'm going to tell you guys, if you can hold this guy's punching power, okay, for 12 rounds, I don't know anything about boxing, okay? This guy's going to knock you out. I'm telling you. I'm just telling you. You guys are the ones started. You guys are the ones started all
So who's taking more money out of David Morrell's check? You guys started. You're taking more money than Morrell is.
So right there, that whole money situation. So after the fight, that guy was mad. And you know what's so funny that we pointed out yesterday? The guy never denied he's robbing Morrell. That's how you know he's doing it. It's like me going out where I got 3 girls. The 2 girls don't know about it. And somebody tells the other 2 girls, you know, he's got 3 girlfriends, right? So now you done blew up my spot. But instead of me saying to them, no, I don't have 2 other girls, I'm just like, you fucking snitch. Like, basically, I'm admitting. That's what this guy did. When he sees David Benavidez, he calls him a snitch. He says, you better fucking apologize to me. You don't want no fucking problems with me. You know how I get down. And there was a scuffle. And this is it right here. The old man was talking gangster to David, boy. He mad. He mad because he knows that he's going to lose money now because if Morrell's smart, Morrell will be like, maybe he is taking money from me. Where is it? Right here. Hold on. Right here. Share the screen. Boom. Boom. Boom.
Sí, con fuerte, pero no. En el momento que estuve ahí, no sentí que me lastimó con ningún tipo de golpe.
Right there. So he says to him, because I had the headphones on yesterday, he says to him, you better fucking apologize to me. You don't want no fucking problems with me, and you know how I get down. And David Benavidez says to him, bro, do you really want to keep going about this? And he turns around and the guy says, yes, I want to keep going about this. Then they keep talking. And then he says, you're a fucking snitch. And that's what blew everything up.
No sentí que me lastimó con ningún tipo de golpe.
I really want to keep going. I don't want to end it. He called me a thief. He called me a thief, man. And I'm not sitting here thinking like that.
Are you a thief?
Hey, I wish I could trade checks with you guys. I wish I could trade checks with both of you.
Oh, let's bring him.
I would never see again. I would never see.
Let's best this
right there, by the way, before I get on to the rest of it. This is what I mean by two things can be true, bro. Like, look, I get it. Some people are really big Benavidez fans. I get it, bro. But like, you do know that he's a man, right? Like, he's not unstoppable, bro. Look. And you could say all you want, like, oh, the face doesn't mean anything. Look, man. I don't care if that was caused by 1 punch, 2 punch, 8 punch, or 200 punches, bro. You still got lumped up, bro. And if a power puncher can land that on you, that means what? What does that mean, bro? That means you can get hit, right? That means you can get dropped. That means you're human. It means you're not an unstoppable machine, bro. That's what that means.
This is one of the best fights this year, and why so many people were excited when this matchup was made. And they
so right here, look at the guy's face right here. Watch him go snitch, and then that's what causes everything. Watch this. Look, just keep on looking at his face.
Showed it in the ring here tonight. So congrats to both for
right there. You saw that?
So congrats to both for taking this fight. And congrats to Benavidez for winning this fight.
Tell you, bro, I'm gonna slap the fuck out of you. You better come the fuck
Come on and do it, baby. Come on and do it. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you.
Keep talking shit.
I'm not afraid of you.
All right, we're gonna wrap up Morrell. We're gonna wrap up Morrell.
End up in there. End up in there. You lay a hand on me, I'm never
He said, "You lay a hand on me, you know how I get down, bro." I think that old man knows some. I don't know what that sound like to you, y'all. That sound like he knows some mafia type shit. Listen, when anybody over 60 says to you, hey, you keep fucking around, like, he probably knows somebody, because he ain't gonna physically do anything to you. He probably got money, he gonna get somebody to do something to you. But anyway, you notice how he never said, I'm not stealing nothing. I'm not. No, he said, you a snitch. So I hope David Morrell smartens up and gets rid of that guy, because that's his manager. And the reason why I'm focusing on this part is because I like David Morrell. I really do. And by the way, I'm a bigger fan of David Morrell than I was yesterday, bro. I like that guy, bro. He's got heart. He's good. He did what he had to do. And by the way, he did what he had to do. And me and HOD was going back and forth yesterday, and HOD's like, yeah, but he didn't believe in himself and all that. And I'm like, I don't know, man. From what I see, I saw the fight over. He was trying, bro. He just didn't have it. Like, he was exerted. Number one, he was exerted with energy. And number two, like, you got to give David Benavidez credit, bro. Like, he was just constantly in his face and constant pressure, bro. That shit takes a lot, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can sit there and say, oh, you want, he's RoboCop, he's got flat feet. That shit don't mean nothing when you got fast hands and you getting hit to the body and you tired. And like, that shit don't mean nothing, bro. And this is what I mean by, like, you don't have to be I think I titled this live. What did I title it? Morrell showed us that David is not unstoppable, but David showed us you don't have to be, because everybody's unstoppable. You know, these handful of fans I see that make it look like he can't be beat. Oh, David can get beat. Benavidez, he can be beat. Don't. From what I saw last night, he could be beat. It's gonna be hard to beat him, but he could get beat, bro. Like, don't make it seem like he can't get beat. In fact, my next thing I was going to talk about was somebody like Better Beef. So now let's take Better Beef now. Yeah, the man is older in age, but he's got a lot of experience. And Better Beef has that weird freakish power, bro. Better Beef got that power where when you're blocking, he punches through your block, bro. And if you remember, Canelo did that to Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant was beating Canelo, at least in my opinion, by a close fight. He wasn't beating Canelo's ass. But Canelo punched through his fucking Philly shell. That Philly shell, he punched through it, bro. He kept throwing and throwing over it. And he would throw that out, what, his left or his straight or whatever. And every time he throw it, Caleb Plant was like this. And he kept doing it until it just got through. Boom. Better Beef does that. Like, he punches. He had Bivol, who's got good defense. He was towards the end of the fight. Bivol had his hands up like this, and I remember the round where what round was it where he hurt Better Beef, and then he jumped on him, and the crowd started going crazy, and then as he's jumping on Better Beef, he got caught, and then Bivol started going on the back foot, and then Bivol had his hands up like this against the ropes. And Better Beef was punching through his fucking guard, bro. Like, it's powerful. It's like punching through it, bro. Like, he's got really freakish power. That, for instance, I think something like that is a problem for David. Because I can't see David fighting on the outside, or does David, especially after last night, one of the things I wanted to see last night, bro, is if David's going to change the way he fights with David Morrell. He didn't. He did the same shit he always does. Why fix something that's not broken? But it also showed, bro, that you can beat him. You're just gonna have to hurt him, bro. And I do think he got hurt 2 times. Yes, last night he got hurt 2 times. I don't know how many y'all still got the fight. I don't know how many y'all had it on Fire Stick or how many y'all ordered it. Go back to round. Which one were we looking at yesterday? It's the one of the later rounds. It could be round 9, if I'm not mistaken. But it's the round where David had like a little rally, right? And Morrell was backing up. And he's got Morrell, like, he's following Morrell. And then Morrell kind of circles. And then he goes back to the middle of the ring. Morrell stops in the middle of the ring. And then Morrell throws off a 3 combination. And he hits him to the body. Hits David to the body. And you see David, it's like a delay reaction. David drops his hands. And then he started backing up. That was the one time. And then in round 4, let me see. I could play that real quick. I think I could play that without getting because that's like a small clip. I'll play that. Then round 4, you see this. Round 4. This is the one where I think he was hurt the most, by the way. And by the way, when he got hurt here, David just he poured on more pressure, bro. He didn't even back up. Like, he got hurt and just poured on more pressure until David Morrell backed up. Until he backed up. He did like sort of like Virgil Ortiz. Here, let me show it to you. That's what Virgil Ortiz does. You knock him down, he gets more mad, and he starts coming at you even more. Crazy shit, bro. He is a monster, bro. He lives up to his name. Let me see. Right here. Let me make sure I get the right one, because I don't want to let me make sure, because I want to make sure before I show what I'm going to show. That's it right there. That's it right there. Okay, let me play this one real quick. I don't want to play it, but this is the 2 times David got hurt visibly, because I watched the fight again this morning when I woke up. The one time was the one I just told you. I think it was round 9 or 10 or whatever. David Morrell was getting chased around the ring, and then he reset. He went to the middle of the ring and he threw a 3-punch combination. The last one hit David's stomach, and then it was like a delay reaction. David dropped his hands and started moving backwards, and Morrell didn't see it. And that's the one where HLD was like, why isn't he hopping on him? Because he didn't see it. That was the one time. And the other time was this right here. Let me see if y'all can see that. Can y'all see that? Oh, no. See? Hold on. All right, you guys can see it, right? Okay.
Dog get in there. Dog get in there. Dog get in there. Click. He didn't get clipped. And now Morrell trying to fight back. Benavidez though. Benavidez is not going to hold. He's going to fight through it. Unbelievable. He got clipped. Morrell now going in, and he's got him rattled again. Morrell's doing what he said he would do. Punch for punch. Benavidez down once.
Bro, them fucking body shots by Morrell, you could hear the thuds, bro. You can't hear it on your end, bro. I can hear it on my speakers, bro. I hear it. Bro, I hear it on my fucking speakers. Morrell hits hard, bro.
Dog get in there. Click. He didn't get clipped. And now Morrell trying to fight back. Benavidez though. Benavidez is not going to hold. He's going to fight through it. Unbelievable. He got clipped. Morrell now going in, and he's got him rattled again. Morrell's doing what he said he would do. Punch for punch. Benavidez down once in his career.
That body shot to the body right there. I could hear the thump on. Yo, Morrell hits hard, bro. That's what I mean. Like, this shit was a good outing for both of them, bro. Shit was a good outing for both of them. But though, yeah, but it showed me that David Benavidez, obviously, he's, you know, you guys know he's not fucking unstoppable. Some people think that, but yeah, he's definitely a monster though, as far as his mentality goes. Yo, bro, there's no way you're gonna fight Morrell and not get marked up, bro. That's what I learned last night. That man's gonna touch you, bro. He's gonna touch you. Yo, he's got 30, bro. How many of y'all still got the fight? Dude, any y'all that didn't watch it on the Fire Stick, any of y'all still got the fight? Put on headphones like I did this morning. Put on headphones and watch the fight. David Morrell, when he fucking throws a punch, you hear a thud, bro. Because I watched the 3 fights with my headphones on. I have like these LG headphones, right here. It's like these Google LG headphones that I put a USB into my computer, and I can actually change the way that the sound, like I could put the sound like as clear as it comes. That's how I picked up what the dude was whispering to David Benavidez, because I could pick it up. So I listened to that, bro. The thuds that come from David Morrell's punches is insane. Is insane. And the fact that David Benavidez ate that shit is a testament to him. I'd have probably been in a coma right now. Yeah, you notice that too, Tycho. I feel bad. You know what? Maybe in Benavidez's own mind, bro. You ever had somebody that was like mean, but even when they're mean to you, they're actually being nice? Have you guys ever met a person like that? Like, my father was really like that, bro. Rest in peace to my father. But my father was, no lie, an asshole, all right? But if he liked you, you would think he didn't like you. But he actually would, it would look like he's being mean to, like, I don't know if y'all understand this, people like that. If he didn't like you, he won't talk to you, okay? But if he liked you, he would get on you and he would look like he's being mean to you, but it's because he actually fucking cared about you. This guy, that's how I feel like David Benavidez is doing with David Morrell, maybe. Because David Benavidez, you know, I hate to say it, his personality isn't all that great. Or his father's. But maybe he sees that he's robbing Morrell, Tycho, and because, you know, he made it a point when they first got together, you know, he was like, yo, I'm gonna expose you in the ring and I'm gonna expose you outside the ring. And he kept bringing up this guy stealing money from you. And even at the press conference, he's like, yeah, how much money are you taking from Morrell? And then that's what happened last night. It's just that guy's pissed, bro. And the reason why he's pissed, because he didn't deny it. He didn't say you're lying. He said, you're a snitch. You better apologize to me. You don't want no fucking problems with me. You know how I get down. And it's because he's probably thinking in his mind, like, Morrell could wake up and be like, he is taking money from me. Because right now, Morrell just took a loss, right? But Morrell, he's good. Morrell is good, bro. He could be champion again. I see him getting a belt in a year or two. So these are fights that this guy can set up for him, and that's money for him. But you want to know why I think Morrell should leave him? For that exact reason, Tycho. Because I think he treats Morrell like shit. He doesn't care about Morrell, and if he's robbing Morrell, what does that tell you? That tells you that he'll throw Morrell in a fucking ring in a fight that he probably doesn't need, but just to get paid. Because sometimes you might have to put your fighter in an easier fight to just let him recover, get his bearings back, and it'll be better for his career than to come back from a loss and throw him back in there with another killer, throw him back in there with another killer. Even if he wants to do it because he's a fighter, bro, it's probably not beneficial for him being smart. Like, that's why you need people that care about you, bro. And he looks like the type of guy that'll be like, man, fuck it, I don't care if he loses. I'm getting paid. And maybe David Benavidez sees that. Maybe he's like, bro, get away from him. Because why else would he keep bringing up other than to rub it in? But he brought up that this guy was robbing him more than damn near just as much as he brought up he was going to beat him up in the ring. What's going on, Southpaw? Morrell getting taken advantage of. Yeah. He does, man. It's fucking sad, bro. I like Morrell. And you know why? Another reason why you could take advantage of people like that? Because of the damn language barrier. The damn language barrier. Ronnie Shields, bro. Ronnie Shields is a great trainer, by the way. He needs to do what Tycho said yesterday. Get rid of everybody but Ronnie Shields, bro. Keep Ronnie Shields. Fuck you. Get a new translator while you're at it. He wasn't doing his job either, obviously. Get everybody out of there, bro. But I don't want to see him throw Morrell, because right now, Morrell, what I think beat him is experience, bro. So if I was David Morrell, I know he's got the heart of a warrior. Right now, if you told him you want to hop back in the ring with David Benavidez, he'd probably do it fucking next couple of months. But that's not what he needs, bro. He needs to get a couple of fights, get more experience. Maybe next year, get a belt, and then run it back. But this fucking guy looks like he'll just throw him in the ring against anybody and just take his fucking money. And I don't want to see that happen to Morrell. Like, I think Morrell's a good fighter, bro. And by the way, Morrell, not a lot of Cubans are not known for power, bro. Like, some of them are. He's got fucking power, bro. I don't even got a guy. Like I said, go watch the fight again and put headphones on, bro. And you listen to that shit. The fact that David Benavidez got through that goes to show you how good he is, too. Those were some monstrous fucking shots. Look at David's face, bro. I mean, he got touched up, bro. And I mean, I learned a lot from both guys, bro. I think two things can be true, man. That's all. It doesn't always have to be just one way or the other. Right. Look, I'm where you're at, bro. I think he gives Bivol a shot for his money because of his pressure, his constant presence. And I don't think Morrell can, I don't think Bivol, if Morrell didn't knock out David Benavidez, I don't think Bivol will. And people might think, oh, well, Bivol can easily outbox him. You don't know that. Not if he starts swarming. If he swarms Bivol from round 1, you don't know that, bro. He's gonna get tired. Yo, one thing about David Benavidez, bro, is his presence, bro. He's gonna get, bro. Everybody that's okay. Explain to me this. Explain to me how every single person, and show me one person that hasn't, bro. Except for the people that got knocked out, obviously. Every single person that has fought David Benavidez was huffing and puffing by the middle of the fight. The middle of the end fight. Let's go look. We could look at it. Look at the names. They were all visibly tired. Why are they tired? Because he's constantly in front of your face and you got to fire back to fucking get him away from you. And that shit is tiring, bro. That shit is tiring. Let me see. Right here. David Benavidez. So, okay, perfect example right here. All right. Let's start off with Anthony Durrell when he won the belt. Anthony Durrell was in front of him for a couple of rounds, and then he was on his back foot. And Anthony Durrell isn't usually on his back foot. Let's not forget, when he got knocked out by Caleb Plant, he was chasing Caleb Plant the whole fight, bro.
Right hand that connected on Plant. There's another body shot now. Huge left. Puts Durrell down.
Until he ran into that, right? But when he fought David, he's on his back foot. He had a cut. He was tired. Kyron Davis and Ronald Ellis took a beating from David Benavidez, bro. And I think Ronald Ellis and Kyron Davis was during COVID. They were both during COVID because there was no crowd. And you can go see. I think PBC has one of these uploaded. I don't know if it's the Ellis or the Kyron Davis. They were both good fights, by the way. Kyron Davis, by the way, that was a good fight because Kyron Davis, if you remember, they stopped it from an accumulation of punches, but he got mad at the ref. Do you remember that? He got mad at the ref, but he too. And he was standing his ground, but he too was tired and his back on the ropes. And David walked his fucking ass down. What round did he stop him in? The 7th. Ronald Ellis stopped him in the 11th. David Lemieux, he knocked out David Lemieux in 3. Caleb Plant, it went the whole 12, but round 7, Caleb Plant was gassed. Well, Caleb Plant is always gassed, so but still, he was gassed. Demetrius Andrade, 6 rounds. Demetrius was out of fucking stamina by round 3, bro. By round 3, he made Demetrius Andrade look fucking ordinary. Some people might think he was ordinary to begin with. I think he was good. And remember, Demetrius Andrade, he came out, to Demetrius Andrade's credit, I watched that fight again too. He actually came out and tried to bully David. And he was firing off a lot of shots and fast combinations at the end of the round, but he was out of breath by round 3, round 4. The old guy now, I don't know if he got that tired. Did he get that tired? Is the last fight, the one where David didn't have a good outing? That was the one where David got a little tired, right? Yeah. So maybe this guy wasn't that tired, but isn't this guy really? Isn't he the one that put Adonis Stevenson in a coma? He's only got 1 loss, so he's got a lot of experience, right? But for the most part, everyone's gassed fighting David, bro. Everyone is gassed. So fighting Bivol, I think he gets Bivol tired, bro. I'm not saying he beats Bivol. I'm just saying, bro, that's another fight. Listen. Better be it versus David Benavidez. Bivol versus David Benavidez. To me, they're all close fights, bro. I know some of y'all don't like David, and y'all like, man, fuck that. They run through David. No, bro. I don't think that, bro. I think David Benavidez is a problem. I think he's beatable though, too. I think he could beat Bivol maybe with the pressure, but someone like Better Beef has got destructive power. But Bivol has great IQ too. These are all good fights, bro. These are all good fights. Because Bivol probably has, because you gotta remember what Bivol did to fucking Canelo. So I mean, shit, he shut down Canelo. I don't know. Yo, the one thing that who was in my chat yesterday, he made a good point, and I hope it's not true. Who was it? Who was in my chat yesterday? He said that, so you know how David Benavidez said he wants the winner of Better Beef and Bivol, right? Isn't that what he said yesterday? He said that last night, right? Now I didn't see anything new today, because when I woke up, the first thing I did was I got ready and then I watched the fight. The fight's over with my headphones. So I haven't really seen anything. And then I did this live. But I'm hearing that David Benavidez said two things. Number one, he said that he's only fighting in Las Vegas. I don't know if that's true. Is that true? He said he's only fighting in Las Vegas. And then somebody else made a point yesterday and said, if Bivol beats Better Beef, we're not going to see David Benavidez fight him. And I'm like, why? They're like, because they're going to do a trilogy, which would make sense. Yeah, man. I I don't know about you, bro, but I like Morrell too, man. I think it was inexperience, man. I really thought those amateur fights, bro, and I was wrong. I was wrong on that, because I kept saying, well, David's got 15 amateur fights, but Morrell's got 130 amateur fights. But they were, the Cuban amateurs, and he had won the tournaments and shit. But David Benavidez was training with fucking Golovkin and all these other guys at a young age. So that shit and he's got more experience in the pros. So that, to me, it had a lot to do with the experience. And I don't know how much of a translator issue he has, but you can't get no better than what Ronnie Shields was telling Morrell, bro. Ronnie Shields is a top of the line fucking trainer. Like, if you went to the supermarket and was gonna buy fucking coaches, you know how to get food and shit like that. You know how now we got 3 sets of everything now. Like, there's 3 different types of bananas. You got the regular bananas with all the pesticides, and then you got the kind of like okay ones, and then you got the organic, the ones that are like real expensive, but they taste the same, but they got less. Like, he would be the organic. Ronnie Shields is the expensive organic. Like, at least he's gonna tell you what to do. And I don't know if it's a translator issue, but don't change Ronnie Shields, bro. But get rid of the motherfucker that's robbing you, and get rid of all them yes men. All them yes men. You don't need them. You just need Ronnie Shields, maybe a new manager. And I think Morrell becomes champ again, bro. And I think, I'm saying it now, they're gonna fight again. He's going to fight Benavidez again, and it's going to be a way better fight, bro. Way better. And I hope it's like in a year or two. Let Morrell get some more fights under his belt, bro. Morrell is a problem, too. Them thuds, I was listening with that shit. I couldn't believe it, bro. I'm listening to them shots with my headphones on. Those are some thudding-ass shots, bro. No wonder why he got tired, though. He put way too much steam into that shit, bro. You ain't got to throw. You trying to kill a motherfucker every punch. No, it doesn't matter. Nah, I don't think Morrell was. And if he was a cherry, that was a hard cherry, bro. I mean, well, boxing magic. Some people might say that because, listen, no matter what, people are already saying that, though. And this is what I mean by 2 things can be true, my guy. So this is what I'm seeing on the internet, like on X and on YouTube. I'm either seeing 2 things. You got people that are not giving Morrell any credit, and they're like making Benavidez out to be this god, and a lot of it has to do because they don't like Canelo. And then you got other people that are not giving Benavidez any credit in the world, and they're like, well, look what a guy with 11 fights did to him. And I'm just like, bro, both of it is true to me. Like, you don't think Morrell is good, Boxing Magic? Do you think Morrell was a cherry pick? I don't, bro. Hell the fuck no, I don't. And there's not many people that can do that to him, bro. But maybe Bivol and Better Beef. Who else is going to be? Maybe Pacheco would be a good fight, right? Pacheco. Is Pacheco at 168? No, right? Or is he at, he's at 168. But Pacheco's at 168, right? Yeah, Pacheco's at 168. But any one of these guys at 168, to me, 168 and 175 is interchangeable, bro. You know what I mean? It's interchangeable. Just like I mean, well, any weight class is interchangeable. But I see a lot more fighters going to 168, 175, sort of like 147 and 154. People play around with that, or 135. Okay, no, let me take that back. 135 and 140. A lot of fighters hop back and forth. Pitbull Cruz does that. 140, got the belt from Rolly, but still fights at 130. Does he still fight at 135? He needs to stay his ass at 135. Anyway, that's a different story. He needs to stay his ass. I don't think he's going to do anything at 140. And he's so one-dimensional, Pitbull. Yeah, yeah, no, he's good, man. Morrell's good. I give Morrell, listen, bro. And that's the thing too. Like, this is what I don't understand. Let me ask you this. I get it. If you like a fighter and you don't like the other fighter, what I don't understand is this. When you make the other fighter look like he's not good, doesn't that, I'm just asking, doesn't that make your fighter look weird? Like, if your boy was going to fight somebody and you got your boy's back and you say, man, he's just a fucking bum, he's a nobody, this and that. So then your friend is beating up on a fucking nerd, a nobody. Like, what does that make him? Like, oh. So it's like, no, I don't think Morrell's a cherry pick. I do think, though, I will agree with you here. Maybe it might have been a little bit too early. It might have been too early. But you know what? I ain't gonna use no excuses, because as a fan, I can't say that, because as a fan, I was asking for that fight for over a year. But in reality, maybe it was, bro. Maybe it was a little bit too early for Morrell. But so what, man? It is what it is. It's how the ball rolls, man. I mean, he might not have gotten another opportunity. And who knows, with this snake of a motherfucker that's stealing his money, he might not ever get another opportunity. He better get away from that dude, bro. Borderline cherry, yeah. Yeah, borderline. I mean, when you say cherry, Boxing Magic, when you say cherry, though, what you mean? Like, because when people say cherry to me in this community, like, there's two different. Like, to me, people say that as like he's whack, he can't fight, or he's cherry, like he's green. There's a difference, bro. Like Abdullah Mason, we don't know what he's really made out of, but either way, he's green. Until he fights somebody that I know is fucking, and I like Abdullah Mason, but it's the truth. Like, until he fights somebody with significant stature, he's green, bro. So technically, is he a cherry? I guess. But it depends. Are you calling him a cherry like he's not a good fighter? Would you think Canelo versus Morrell would be a cherry at 168? No. No. At 168, most of Morrell's fights was at 168, was it not? So he's only had 11 fights, but most of his fights was at 168, right? How many fights did he have at 175? Yeah, I don't think so. No. Wasn't he was Morrell a champion at 168? No, he was never I know he never had a major belt, but was he an intern champion like how David was? It doesn't matter. Do I think? No. Put it like this. If you want me to answer your question in a different way, I'll put it to you like this. Who you think is a cherry out of these three? If Canelo was to fight Munguia, Berlanga, or Morrell. Out of those three, I think Morrell, hands down. I think Morrell knocks out Munguia. I think he fucking makes Berlanga. I don't even want to talk about Berlanga, bro. I don't even want to talk about Berlanga. Had this fucking Puerto Rican dude talking shit to me. Man, you're a piece of shit talking about your own people like that. You're a fucking piece of man. Fuck you. He can't fight, in my opinion, bro. What you want me to do? You want me to lie? I don't understand that. What you think? I hate my people because I think he's not good? Some of y'all motherfuckers, like, you guys are retarded, bro. I just don't think he's good. It's my opinion, bro. Give a fuck where you from. Yeah. I do think though, bro, like, look, man, I don't know. Everyone has their own opinion. I think Canelo has a good chance of beating David, bro. So that's why I started off the live saying people don't like it when I criticize him, but it's the truth, bro. I'm getting on him because I think he could beat David. But I also think he makes y'all want to blame it on the business. Go ahead. It's excuses to me, bro. Okay, it's the truth. I know every time I get on Canelo, I fucking lose subscribers. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm just being honest. I'm not saying he's trash. I think he beats David, but he sits there and says these things, but it doesn't add up, is what I'm saying. Okay, you can't say about somebody, you're a nobody. All you bring is 20 pounds extra to the fight, whether you're joking or not. You're insinuating that he's a weight bully and that's going to be a factor. That's what it sounds like to me. Maybe he's saying it in a different way, but then you say that, but yet you're the smaller man in every one of your fights. You moved up to 175. You fought the biggest guy at 175. Everybody you fight towers over you. Berlanga came in at 200 pounds. He literally stepped on a scale. And I think even Southpaw, I think I got that from Southpaw because I didn't even know he was 200 pounds, bro. He's 200 pounds or 199 or some shit. And he's honest and he's proud of it. So that's another reason why I don't like Berlanga. He's because he was trying to you proud, bro? You proud because you 2 times bigger than Canelo and you outweigh this motherfucker by like 20 something pounds. Like, I don't know, man. Berlanga seems like a piece of shit person to me. So where was I at with where was I at? Oh yeah, Canelo. Yeah, so I just don't like I don't like the fact that you say, well, he's gonna bring in 20 pounds, but yet you're the smaller guy in most of your fights. But then you turn around and you say, I want $200-300 million to fight him. And then in the same breath, you fight someone like Ryder or you fight someone like Munguia. Well, let me ask you, Boxing Magic, who you think done more at 168? David Benavidez or Munguia? Tell the truth, man. Tell the truth. I think that who you think beats. You think David Benavidez beats Munguia? I don't even think Munguia got a shot at David Benavidez. So it's like that's the shit that I didn't like with Canelo. But I'm not getting on him because I think he's trash or I think he's a punk or I think he's scared. I think I have him stylistically. I think with his experience and everything, he could beat David. But I think, honestly, in my head, I think he looks at him the same way Bud looked at Boots, bro, a couple fights ago. I'm not afraid of him. I think I'll beat him. But like I do agree with the whole they haven't done much. But when you say that, then you shouldn't be fighting somebody in your next fight that hasn't done much either. You can't use that as an excuse then. And I feel like Bud was never afraid of Boots, but I think he looked at him like, that's a, if I could walk around that, I'll walk around it. I'm later in age. I only want legacy fights right now, right? I only want money fights right now. This guy is a low, what do they call it? High risk, low reward. There you go. I think Canelo looks at Benavidez like high risk, low reward. He's not going to get much. In fact, the truth is he gets more fighting William Skull than he does fighting David Benavidez. If he fights William Skull, he's 2 times undisputed, right? If he fights David, what? David got what? David got the intern belt. 2 intern belts right now. Well, actually 1 intern belt, and he's the WBA regular right now, which, by the way, I thought the WBA was supposed to get rid of those belts. It's too many fucking belts. There should be 1 WBA champion, not 2, 3. Which WBA champion are you? I'm the regular. What kind of shit is that, bro? Get 1 belt. I think he's, let me see. Hold on. Let me see. That shit is confusing, bro. They be like, yeah, he's the WBA champion. I'd be like, oh, he is? Yeah. So's Madrimov. But how is that? There's 2 types. Just make 1 champion, bro. Stop fucking confusing me. Hold on, let me see. Okay. If we look at the landscape right here, let me share the screen. Oh, what'd you say? Drop the link? I wasn't gonna drop. Okay, I'll drop it for a little bit. I wasn't really gonna drop it, but I'll try to, like, you know, I mean, if that's what you want. I mean, what they call it? I ain't trying to be a party pooper, and I mean, like, y'all want to hop in? Go ahead. I'm not gonna be on for too long though. But if you want to talk about the subject or whatever, come on in. All right. If we look at the landscape right here, we talking 175. Share the screen. 175 right here. All right. So Better Beef is the IBF, right? In the WBA, he's also, there you go. So he's the WBA. Oh, hold on 1 second. I see you, brother. I see you. Oh, okay. I got you. What's going on, brother? Yo. Oh, you fell off, brother. Just come back in. So yeah, so you got Better Beef as IBF, WBA. He's also the super, and that's the shit I'm talking about. So now David is the regular. Hold on 1 second. Yo.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Shadow Gold? This is Coach Eddie, man.
Okay,
I hear you.
Brother? I hear you. Give me 1 second. I got you, brother. Hold on 1 second. Man. Just let me finish this real quick. You got the IBF right here. You got Archer Better Beef is the W. This is what I mean. He's the WBA super. Now David is the regular. And then you go to the WBC. He's the WBC champion, and David is now the intern. It's too many fucking belts, but David got both of the, what you call them, the baby. Those are baby belts, right? Those are baby belts. Go ahead, Coach Eddie. Hold on 1 second. Oh, let me make sure this is Southpaw. Hold on 1 second. Oh yeah, it's him. It's him. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's good, man? Hey man, I've been listening to you, man. You making a lot of sense, man. I did want to kind of comment on the fight last night, man. I just rewatched. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just rewatched the fight, man. I tell you, man, that was a good fight, man. I'm gonna keep it 100. That was a real good fight, man. And I think the 8, they had it 8 rounds to 4. Me personally, I could definitely see 8 rounds to 4, and I can argue 7 to 5. It was a good fight, man.
It was a good fight.
It really was. David had to push. To me, I believe that is David's hardest fight he's ever been in as a professional. No doubt about it. That's the hardest fight because it seemed like every time David was trying to start his landslide, his avalanche, Morrell was able to, to stave and kind of come back with something, to stop it. You know what I'm saying? It led a lot of. I mean, it was a really good fight, and I really wouldn't mind seeing a rematch. Maybe David Morrell go and get a few more wins. You know what I'm saying? Maybe earn the rematch, so to speak, because at 175. It's a lot of guys that are a little bit older, and it's really not a lot of guys that are at that division, man. You know what I mean? Better Beef is 40 years old. I think
I
Bibble,
got it up on the screen right here. A lot of these guys are older, like Jean Pascal and Anthony
yeah.
Yard and Bibble, and then you got Glovskick, and you know, a lot of these guys are, but you know, the whole division is like that. Hold on one second. Go ahead. Hey, Southpaw, did you want to say something, brother?
No, I agree. I agree with dude. I think that everybody expected since they were both at 168, that they would just cut less weight and David will run them over. But Morrell, I mean, he did his thing. Kind of the same combination, the 1-2-3-2, but he did his thing. He didn't back down. He was not intimidated by the reputation of Benavidez, and it showed that Benavidez is who he says he is. He's a dog, bro. He bites down
He's
and
a
he
dog.
will fight you. And I just don't think that Canelo Alvarez at this point in his career has that type of fight in him no more. All that shit went out the window, and maybe the second Triple G fight. Canelo's looking to take on guys like, inexperienced, haven't been there yet, Munguia and Berlanga guys. If anybody believes that Canelo could beat the version of David Benavidez we saw last night, they have Canelo's they're basically Canelo fanboys. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's no way Canelo, being the drinker and golfer that he is in 2025, stands a chance against the man we saw yesterday.
You know what? And I'm gonna go one even further. I don't think he beats neither one of them guys because
For real. Yep.
I'm not right now. Canelo's he's sleeping in silk pajamas right now, man.
That's why we have That's why we have to see this, bro. And this is why people get upset when I say this. But the truth is I want to see it because I don't think Canelo is an easy fight for anybody. You know what I mean? And it's like, but at the same time, it's hard for me to listen to some of the things he says, and then as a fan be like, well, it seems like he doesn't want to fight him, but it's not, I don't think he's scared. It's just like, I honestly believe this. I think people that don't have a lot of money, and I got to use the bathroom real quick. So somebody just hold it down. But, until I get back, I'll be real quick. But, when you have a lot of money, like your thought, like you said, silk sheets, like it doesn't mean that you're a pussy and you can't fight. It's just like, bro, when you got a lot of money, it's sort of like, and I don't know if any of y'all agree with this, but I think Canelo looks at Benavidez the way Bud looked at Boots. I don't see Boots, not Boots now, because Boots got touched up and everything. This is before when he had that aura, and I just think maybe he looked at him like, well, he hasn't really done anything, which he didn't. It's a high risk, low reward. And right now, I'm undisputed at 140. I went undisputed at 140. I'm undisputed at 147. I want big fights. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it doesn't make sense, especially when you've made a lot of money. It's different with someone like Morrell, who's moving up in the ranks. He's got to, that's just how I look at it. But I do think the more Canelo waits, bro, it's just, and it's unfortunate, and we'll see what happens with the Turk being involved with everything. And but I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. Somebody hold it down.
Yeah, I just feel like Canelo knows everybody knows who's better than them in boxing. I think Canelo knows that he cannot beat the dude he saw yesterday. And I just feel like when you ask for $200 million, you're basically asking for an unrealistic amount of money because you're scared. You know what I mean? The version of Canelo that fought Berlanga loses to Benavidez. The best version of Canelo I ever seen was the one against Cotto, or maybe Golovkin too. But then again, the man was probably on that clenbuterol. I do not respect the man who drinks alcohol and boxes. Alcohol and boxing do not mix. The greatest boxer of all time, Floyd Mayweather Jr., the man who is levels above Julio Cesar Chavez and Muhammad Ali put together, did not abuse his body with alcohol. So due to the fact that Canelo Alvarez has his own brand of alcohol and grinds up on his biological daughter when he drinks, there's video of this, lets me have zero respect for the man. Plays golf, just the whole nine. He acts like a diva. There's no respect on this side. And the only reason he's fighting Bud Crawford is for the money and the size difference. And don't be surprised if Bud gives him some work. But I really feel like, of course you're gonna fight Bud. Bud is small. He is no threat. No respect for Canelo on this side. But I will be rooting for him to beat Bud because Bud is homies with Shakur Stevenson. I'm not a fan of Shakur, so the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
And this kind of piggyback off that, I like with the Bud fight. Like I say, that's basically because Bud's a smaller guy. But even Bud at the same time, he's going for the payday too. I mean, which I can't blame him. The man, 38 years old. That's a goddamn retirement check. I don't think Bud cleans out the 154-pound division. I mean, one thing about boxing, age most of the time will beat the older guy. Younger guy most time gonna beat the older guy.
You know,
You
and
know, if you,
I definitely Father Time undefeated. Canelo is 34. Floyd at 34 was fighting Miguel Cotto, you know, still sharp as ever because, like I said, Floyd did not abuse his body with alcohol. And I see some of y'all Canelo fanboys in the comment section, guys who would never, ever say anything they would say on the internet to my face, and I have proved that. I just feel like those people who rock with Canelo, kind of like the Devin Haney situation. If you rock with Devin Haney, more than likely you see a bit of yourself in Devin Haney. Soft, call the police, daddy holding your hand till you're 30. So if you rock with Canelo, more than likely you see a bit of yourself in Canelo. Hey, Canelo drinks, I drink. Hey, oh my God, Canelo gets drunk and grinds up on his own biological daughter. I get drunk and do that too. So you tend to gravitate towards the fighter you could see a bit of yourself in. So no respect for Canelo fans, although I will be rooting for him to be Bud Crawford.
and like with Canelo, I don't see like I
hold
say.
on 1 second. I'm sorry, Eddie. I didn't mean to cut you. Omar, yeah, I let anybody is welcome here, bro. Number one, and number two, brother, you should know more than anybody. Like, look, I don't agree with everyone's take, bro. But that's the beauty of boxing, bro. We talk about it, and it is what it is. And I mean, he's never disrespected me. He's showing me respect, and it is what it is. That don't make me a pussy. I'll go at anybody. But what do you want me to say? If I disagree with him, what you want? I disagree, but he can say whatever he wants. That's his opinion.
Yeah,
It's
but
like
you know what?
welcome.
Shadow Ghost. Those type of guys who get offended, so offended that they get so emotional, feminine energy in the comment section. Them are the type of dudes. Who if you go to the boxing gym and you hold up the mitts and you say, "Show me a 1, 2, 3, 2." They're not gonna know what you're talking about. They don't even know what I'm talking about right now. When I say, "Show me a 3, 3, 2," slip out, no, because they never actually boxed. They root for boxing like kids watch wrestling. The ooh and the ah, and more than likely they drink out of shape, can't do 2 sit-ups to save their life. And like I said, hey yo, Mr. JC, if I'm not good at talking boxing, every one of your favorite fighters, Hall of Fame fighters have already shouted me out. So, Mr. JC, you are not good at commenting, and more than likely, you probably drink alcohol. But like I said, no respect for Canelo Alvarez fans, although I will be rooting for him to beat Bud Crawford. You know what I mean?
And I want to kind of piggyback. I think the reason why we got this fight at 175 is because Canelo's been holding the belts hostage, man. I mean, if you're not going to fight the best in your division, just relinquish the belts.
That's what I was going to say.
That's what Floyd did. Floyd didn't hold the belts hostage. Floyd just made big money fight. Man, let the belts go.
You know what?
You can stop that roadblock at 168 so them guys can get some matches, man. So everybody's waiting on you.
You can cherry pick if you want. Yeah, you can cherry pick, but drop them belts so guys can get an opportunity. He has them belts because it looks good for camera. It looks good in pictures. I'm undisputed. No, the hell you not. Because if you were truly the true definition of an undisputed, why would you have a mandatory for 3 straight years, 3 straight times? David Benavidez, the real Mexican monster, and avoid him all 3 times. But hey, Canelo Alvarez fans say, what has Benavidez done? But you never ask, what has Jaime Munguia done? What has Edgar Berlanga done? Because if you want to ask what he's done, Benavidez has been the mandatory 3 times for 3 straight years. But it's only safe to praise Canelo when there is no threat. They do not like Benavidez because Benavidez is a threat to him. His fake legacy, his constructed clenbuterol. One last thing. Did you know that no boxer in the history of boxing has had more rehydration clauses and catch weights than Saul Canelo Alvarez? If you do not believe me, get off this stream and Google it yourself. Nobody had more rehydration clauses or catch weights than Canelo Alvarez, the red-headed, freckle-faced guy that got beat the shit out of by Dimitri Bivol.
Well, my question is this in regards to when you are undisputed, okay? Because I even admit when it comes to certain things of the business, like I'm not privy to, you know, I ain't got no problem admitting that. Like if I don't know, I don't know. You know what I mean? When you're fucking undisputed, right? And you're undisputed in 4 different weight classes. How does this shit work with mandatories? You got 4 fucking mandatories. How does that shit work?
And that's the thing. The ranking system is trash, man.
Like,
because
but you know what I mean, right? Because it's like, so look, if I got the WBA, the WBC, the IBF, and the WBL, let's take that for instance, right? So now, number 1, IBF is not rated, but underneath the shishkin, right? WBA, Membili, WBC, Membili, and WBO, Pacheco. But let's just say the WBC, it wasn't Membili. Let's put Jaime Munguia. So let's say now there's Shishkin, Membili, Munguia, and Pacheco. And let's not forget, there's an intern champ. So when you're the intern champ, like Caleb Plant, you could also chart. Like how the fuck? Like how do you? I mean, it's like I get it. You are undisputed, but it's like he can't fight them all at the same time, though, right? So he's got to fight one of them or something like that.
But the thing about the ranking system, I've seen this before. I've seen the guy ranked number 1 in one ranking system and not even be in the other ranking system. And how did that make it? So you're number 1 in one ranking system, but you're not even mentioned in the other 2. That's how you know the ranking system is a bunch of bull crap, man. You know what I'm saying? You can pay to get in the ranking system. You know, you got politics. You pick up the phone, like, hey man, I'm gonna pull my guy off the couch. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pop it. I want you to pop him back in the ranking system. You know, I mean, that's what happened to freaking Aldi Yildirim. This dude was sitting on the couch. Then all of a sudden he appears in the ranking system, and that's why freaking who was it? Austin Trout took them fools to court. Because this dude literally was inactive, and now he's Canelo's goddamn number 1 contender.
But Canelo
hold on, but Coach Eddie, that wasn't as far as the I know about that one situation. I do not believe that it was necessarily. I'm not saying he didn't choose to fight him. I'm saying as far as the rankings, that wasn't Canelo's fault. Because if you go back to Caleb Plant, they did the same shit when Caleb Plant fought. What the y'all remember? What was the guy's name? The guy the white guy that he fought, not oh my goodness, bro. Caleb Plant, he fought Mike Lee. I know some guy named Mike Lee, but there was another guy. I'm gonna tell you him right now.
You ain't talking about McCombie, are you?
Nope. I'm gonna tell you him right now.
Hold on. Mike Lee was trash, man. I could beat Mike Lee.
Right here. Hold on 1 second. It was. I'm gonna tell you right now because I remember because I did a live on it. Caleb Truax. So Caleb Truax at that time was, you know, advanced in age and shit like that. But anyway, I remember when this is the fight before Caleb Plant fought Canelo, right? They announced the Caleb Truax fight. And I remember when they announced it, they said that he was his mandatory or some shit like that. But the reason why I caught it is because I had been following the Plant. You know, this is when Canelo was going undisputed. So I had been following the rankings, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, yeah, I want to see what's going on. And then this motherfucker came out of nowhere. They just threw Caleb Truax in there and was like, I'm like, how? He wasn't even on there last month, bro.
WBC did that, right?
Huh?
That's how they do it, man. That's how they do it.
That's crazy. But I'm saying, though, you didn't earn it, though.
Canelo. We back up Canelo. Won't ever betray Canelo. We beat crooks. The WBC, the same sanctioning body who made up the COVID-19 belt. Who the hell would want to be a COVID-19 champion? And every time there's a championship fight, the WBC magically creates this new belt that nobody ever seen. Did y'all know that Frank Martin and Gervonta Davis were set to fight for the freedom belt? Imagine making 2 black fighters fight for freedom. The WBC.
That's absurd, ain't it, bro?
Crazy.
Yo, they were really gonna do that, though, right?
Man, I'm glad they did.
They gave it to Gary Russell Jr. and Gary Russell little self got the belt for no reason. So yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about Suleiman, right?
Yup, Mauricio Suleiman is the scumbag, the guy who never threw a punch himself. Mauricio Suleiman is kind of like some of the guys in the chat. Just never threw a punch, don't even know how to wrap his hands, never been to a boxing, never had a boxing license, never cut weight, don't know what a combination is, just don't know shit about boxing other than sitting down and watching it on the couch like a child watches wrestling. 99.9% of boxing fans never threw a punch. And that is the worst. That's what's wrong with boxing, is that nobody actually knows the sport. They watch it just ooh and ah. The only sport that fans don't do. They'll play basketball, they'll play football, but boxing, nah, none of that. Like the guys in comment section, chats, and people who have super strong opinions, but can't do a sit-up to save their life.
No, that ain't me, because I fought. I had 60-some amateur fights. I had 3
God bless you.
fights.
I hear you. I'm talking about the majority of the guys in the comment section who just say, like David Benavidez said, most of y'all never talk crap to nobody until social media came around. Half of these things y'all be saying, and like, you wouldn't say it to nobody's face. You would not, but you'll type it up, because a win for a coward is typing something up to somebody like me or you, because it's a victory for them in a slick, strange way. A victory for a coward is saying something on the internet. That's a win for them. You know what I'm saying? It's sick individuals like Canelo Alvarez fans.
Hey, Shadow Gold, you might think I'm crazy, man, but I'm gonna tell you something. I think the fight for Canelo to make right now, since he don't want to fight David, I think you go ahead and make that Andrade fight. They got history, and you can't say that he ain't fought nobody because you can't use that logic
No.
because you the
Well,
belated.
I'll say this. The only reason why I brought up David today, because I know David's at 175, and I don't even think that the reason why I brought it up is because I've been very clear on how I feel about the situation. I feel like he should have fought David Benavidez, but I've also got a different view. I feel like Canelo has the goods to beat him. That's my opinion, but that's because I want to see the fight. I can't fucking see it if I don't know if they don't fight. So when I heard the reasoning behind why he doesn't want to fight him, I don't agree with it as a boxing fan. But see, the thing is, I'm straight down the middle because like even fighters that I do support, like look, I know Southpaw don't like Tio. He knows I fuck with. He knows I fuck with.
He should fight Demetrius Andrade, man. They can sell that fight.
But when Tio says some crazy shit, I get on Tio, bro, because it's like there's no excuse. It's like I don't think if I don't agree, I don't agree.
Devin. I think Teofimo Lopez would beat the shit out of Devin. I'll give him that. I think he'll dog walk Devin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Tio to me is kind of like he's almost bipolar or something, man.
Yeah,
I think he's all over the place, man.
He's smart. He tried to sound like he knows something, like he's some type of philosopher. But the worst thing is a stupid person who believes they're smart and believes the bullshit that coming out their mouth. That's Theo. Can he fight? Yes, but we never know what deal we're gonna get. But like I say, I think he beats Devin 1,000,000 out of 1,000,000 times. You know what I mean?
Devin, it's crazy you say that because I've said that I think Tio, because I know Tio be saying some goofy shit. I think Tio has I don't know how to say it, but it's like, so you know how we follow fighters and how, like when it gets up to like the weigh-in and shit like that in fight week, and certain fighters, they start acting real funny as the fight gets closer. And I don't know if you call it nervous energy, and I don't think there's anything wrong with being nervous. Like being nervous keeps you on point. You know what I mean? And there's a difference between being nervous and scared. But certain fighters, when it gets towards fight week, they start saying unusual shit more than they usually do. And Tio is one of them. And he says unusual shit to begin with. But when the fight gets closer and closer, he starts like, and I just think it's a what they call it, like a defense mechanism. Sort of like David Benavidez. David Benavidez, I think he is a monster in the ring. But like leading up to the fight, I think Morrell had him out of character a little bit. And he kept saying, "I'll break your jaw" and everything. I mean, they couldn't even talk. Every time they did a fucking interview, I know y'all saw it. Every time they did an interview, Morrell wasn't half of the time even saying anything. He's just sitting there smiling. And David Benavidez, he wants to fight you, and he's like, and I think he was mad because Morrell wasn't intimidated by him. He was, and plus there was like a little rivalry there. But
you're right though. You're right. You're that. But like I say, that fight, Morrell pushed. He pushed David Benavidez.
I do.
He pushed him. He really pushed him hard, man. And look at me. You can see both guys had their war rooms. I mean, freaking, the Morrell was lumped up a little bit. David Benavidez was lumped up. That's the hardest fight he ever been in. And I don't think, this is my opinion, I don't think Canelo would have beat either one of them guys. I think Canelo's too small, man, for those guys. And the one thing about those guys, the guys that Canelo did beat that were really big, they were scared of him. You know what I'm saying? They were like Callum Smith was scared of Canelo. Freaking that tall guy.
Yeah, but
Rocky Fulton was afraid of Canelo.
Hold on, that's their fault because listen, if you're scared of a look, like he's always, I mean, he's usually the smaller man. Is like these fucking guys are scared. That's their fucking fault, bro.
That's what I'm saying. They were scared of him, so they ain't fight worth the crap. But I mean, Belinga was 200 pounds. He was freaking scared of Canelo. He was 200 pounds. Man, you scared of this dude, man?
I don't think Berlanga is half what I think he's overrated, and
man.
But I was gonna say, let me ask y'all this: is your opinion? I think this, bro. I was one of the ones calling for Morrell versus Benavidez for like over a year now, and so he didn't make no excuses too. That's another thing, bro. He didn't make no excuses. He took his L like a man. He just wants to run it back. I think
it's a good fight, man.
I think it was a little bit. Now that I'm looking at it, it might have been a little bit too early for him. And if he gets a couple more fights and I don't know, becomes champion next year, if they do a rematch, I got the fight a lot closer, man. I don't know how y'all see that, but I think he gets better, bro, and it'll be a better fight in a year or two, man.
I want to chime in. I don't think David Benavidez really want to fight that kid anymore, man. He pushed him. Morrell pushed David, man. And God, he really pushed him more than I mean. I'm not saying that Morrell won the fight by no means, but I can literally say, sit back. When I watch that fight again, minus the commentary, that crap is biased, and not minus everybody go trying to find a David Benavidez highlight, because that's how they sway. That's how they sway the people. That's how they sway the people during the fight.
Yo. How do you, Southpaw and Coach Eddie, how did y'all see the fucking scorecards? I think that shit was biased. There's no fucking way, bro.
I had a 7 round. I had a 7-5. I had a 7 rounds to 5 for David Benavidez. I think the scorecards, 2 scorecards had an 8-4. So me having a 7-5, that's not far fetched. I just found one more round that I gave Morrell.
I think that David Benavidez did enough in the early rounds. I had an 8-4 for David Benavidez. I think Morrell fought in spots. There were spots where he would trade in combinations, that 1-2-3-2, but that's pretty much it. He would use the check hook, not necessarily to land it, but to kind of spin out the corner. You box, coach, right, Mr. What's your name?
Yeah, coach. I'm Coach Eddie, man.
Coach Eddie, right? Like when he used the check hook, he wasn't trying to hurt David with it. He used it as a southpaw. He used it to slide out to his right, and I found that very clever and slick. You know, them Cubans can't box. So when he threw the check on David, he did it to not get backed up into the corner, and I like that. I think it was a tough fight, but at the same time, though, I'm not gonna say that he won. I did a live stream for it. He didn't win the fight. But
he didn't win the fight, no sir.
Not at all.
He didn't win the fight.
It was very competitive, and
it was.
I would like to see it again. I want to see it again.
You know, and even the rounds that David did win, they were competitive. I think the difference was this is where the experience kicked in. Now, me personally, I had Morrell winning like the first 3. That's just me. And then I could know, you know, he won the 11th round without the knockdown. He was winning that round. That's 4 rounds right there. I can find one more round in between 11 and 4 to give David Morrell. That's why I'm saying it was 7 rounds to 5.
You know what it was too? I was surprised that because I think I had saw one of you guys put in the comment section, he had his mouth open, breathing like in round 2 or 3. He did, bro, and I was surprised, bro. And at that
David Benavidez or Morrell?
Morrell.
Yes, I think he was trying to throw too hard of a punch.
Too hard, bro. Too hard. And I like Ronnie Shields. I don't know how y'all feel about Ronnie Shields. I think he's one of the best trainers out there, bro.
Yeah, Ronnie Shields coached Lara to beat Canelo. You know what I mean? So I always have respect for that dude. But yeah, everything was kind of like how Naoya with Inoue fights. Inoue throws everything at a 10.
Right, 10. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how Morrell was throwing. David Benavidez, you know, kind of pepper you with shots, you know, jab, boom. You know
I think Morrell punched himself out to an extent, man. I think he punched himself out.
Bro, Virgil Ortiz has the same thing, the issue that I see, but I like Virgil Ortiz too, because like Virgil Ortiz and David Benavidez are like, you know, you hurt them and they just get more angry and bite down more. You know, it makes for an exciting fight. But that's what I like about Morrell though, bro, because Morrell showed he wasn't afraid, he wasn't intimidated, he came to fight. I just don't.
He was actually trying to win the fight. Like I was on this 1 pound today, and some fool was trying to tell me that Caleb Plant did better than David Morrell. I said, man, Caleb Plant was in survival mode from round 4 to 12. He was holding on like LTD, holding on. That dude hold on the whole fight, man. What are you talking about? That dude got beat from pillar to post. David Benavidez beat Caleb Plant from pillar to post.
Coach, them are the guys I'm talking about though. Like the dude in the comment section earlier. Them are the dudes who, like, for somebody to even say that, more than likely they never. That's why I say on my channel all the time, if you never box, bro, not even amateur, I can't respect an opinion like that. More than likely, that dude that you said that Caleb did better than Morrell, more than likely that motherfucker never been into a boxing gym, bro. More than likely he never been into a street fight. The fact that you could even utter that out your mouth just for your hate for Benavidez is stupid, bro. That's why I barely jump on panels, bro, because 99.9 or 98% of panels, they don't know shit. They just kind of root like kids root for wrestlers, bro. They root out of emotion and popularity contest as opposed to knowing their sport. Ain't no way. Caleb Plant was holding on since round 8-9 where he got rocked, and that was it. Morrell was in a fight all 12 rounds, bro. And it was a boxing lovers fight. And like I say, Canelo fans and David haters, more than likely they hate Canelo because they hate David because he's the biggest threat to Canelo.
Well, it's an emotional community, bro, and it's one of the things why I think I don't get along with a lot of people is because like I just look at it like this, bro. I got no problem criticizing somebody I support, bro. That's the difference. Like, I don't just be like, oh, I like him, so therefore I'm gonna ignore when, you know, if T.O. says some off the wall, some crazy shit, or another fighter that I like. Like, look, I liked Chris Colbert, right? And he's a fucking he look, man, he's embarrassing. Like, I look back at it now,
Chris
you
Colbert is
know.
a fool,
Yeah,
man.
he's a fool. His career went totally 180. I didn't like it when he was like, I don't need to watch tape, all cocky, and then he gets his ass knocked out, and then
Got stretched. He got
turns
laying
around
up
and
under
says,
the ropes, face
then
down, man.
then when he loses, he says the guy's trash, and I'm looking at him like, yo, what the, like, I can't fucking support that, bro. Like, that's some goofball shit, bro. Like, you're an idiot, bro. Like, you got knocked out by him, so how the fuck is he trash? So it's like, I got no problem going at people that I support in the ring, and it is an emotional community. It's like I sometimes, like, you know, just because you like somebody, bro, like you should want like, one of the things I think is big too. If you like a fighter, then you should have confidence in that fighter. So for instance, let me make, so for instance, I'm gonna go back to Tio, right? I don't think I think Crawford can knock out Tio, but because I like Tio and I support Tio, I don't think he would back down. And so when he was calling for the fight, regardless if people liked it or not, instead of people saying, you know, I don't want to see it, well, fuck it, let him see it. You know, if he's talking shit, let him get his ass whooped. Then I'm like that. And if he says something out of pocket, I address it. You know, but in the ring, I support it. I just feel like if you like a fighter, you should. This is a fighting sport, bro. The whole shit is about fighting. So it's like, if I like a fighter, then I want them to fight. I don't ever talk a fight away. Or the only time I ever do that is, like, for instance, so this Morrell, he lost, right? I like Morrell, and I think he showed a lot of a premise or whatever. And the dude that's robbing him or whatever, I could see him like fucking up his career by just throwing him in fights that maybe he don't like. He needs to be guided a little bit. I think with more experience, he gets a belt, maybe in a year or two, come back and get that rematch. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think like how you move a fighter, especially a fighter with only 11 fights, is important. But if you like a fighter, you should have confidence in him. And I think a lot of things that I see is people that like certain fighters is like, they don't want to see their fighter in a fight. And it's like, that's crazy. That means you don't believe in them.
Hey, Shadow, I got a question for you real quick. Now, David Benavidez, to me, it seems like he would make a lot more money if you went over there with Turkey, man. I don't know what the heck these guys. I mean, I understand you want to be loyal and everything, but man, it's so much more opportunities. You got a lot more fighters to pick from over there. I mean, most of your 175 pounders, they're over there across the seas, man. They're across the water. Ain't no 175 pounders.
I don't like everybody bending over for that dude.
Ain't nobody bending over. They're going to make money, man. I mean, the name of the game is boxing. These are independent contractors, man. You got to go where the money is. I mean, it is what it is. I work construction. I work construction for over 20 years. When that job is over with, you go to the next. And the Showtime went out of business. HBO went out of business. So you got to go somewhere. Otherwise, you ain't gonna make no money. I don't call it bending the knee. I call it you going. It's an opportunity, and boxing's all about seizing the opportunity. You can still here with the PBC, but the PBC is only taking care of their main fighters, the top guys. Everybody else is falling by the wayside. These guys are fighting on pro box. These guys are fighting doing team combat league, all kind of stuff because they can't get fights, man. It is what it is.
I hear that part. But I don't respect culture vultures. A man who came from the soccer league, the man who robbed Dimitri Bivol with the Arthur Benavidez. Dimitri Bivol won a fight. I don't give a damn what nobody's talking about. But due to the fact that Mr. Arthur Benavidez is Islamic and Mr. Turki Al-Ashiki is a Arabic Muslim, I don't like that whole aspect of it. And Javante said it best. Y'all going over there because y'all can't sell over here. I make good money over here. I don't need to go over there with y'all. And Naya anyway said he never fight. I respect the fact that Canelo said he never fight him. But then again, now he's taking pictures with him. Yeah, I mean, I don't respect Turki Al-Ashiki, like I said, or I don't respect somebody who don't know shit about boxing, come from the soccer world, and just.
Hold on. I gotta give you some pushback on that because I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna give you some pushback on that. Because at the end of the day, he's putting food on these guys' table. He's putting money. He's putting clothes on their back, food on the table, sending kids.
So what prostitutes that bend over for money though? So what prostitutes?
Hold on. Wait a minute, bro. Let me tell you something. Man. I fought for $600, man. So it doesn't matter whether you're fighting for free, whether you're fighting on a club show, or you can go make millions of dollars. What's wrong with going somewhere and making millions of dollars so you can secure the bag for your family? That's why you box, man. You don't box just for pride to have gym wars and all this stuff. You box to feed your family, man. Hey, look, if you can't get the money over here, if Tank getting the money over here, cool, kudos to him. But some guys can't make the money, so you got to go where the money is. You will be a boxer will be a fool not to take advantage of an opportunity that will allow him to make millions of dollars just to stand on principle. That makes absolutely no sense to me.
But some people bend over and get slammed into, you know what I'm saying, for money. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what you saying is for the right amount, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
No, it ain't about the right amount. It's boxing, man. It's a business, bro. So if somebody offer you $10 million to go overseas or stay over here and fight for $500,000, what you gonna do?
Like with all due respect,
answer the question, man. It's a simple question.
I'm trying to answer. With all due respect, you sound like for the right amount, you'll bend over, bro. That's what I hear from you.
Man, ain't no homo stuff. It's boxing, bro. What are you talking about?
Talking about you could be bought. You saying you could be bought. That's what I hear. That's what I'm hearing.
Every time you go punch the clock at work, you're being bought. If you got a job, you're being bought. They give you an hourly wage. If you making $30 an hour, you punch the clock. Guess what? They boss you for them 8 hours for $30 an hour. So what are you talking about, man? Come on, be serious, bro. We live in the real world, man. Every time you punch a clock, somebody's buying your time. They putting a dollar amount on your time, brother. When you work at McDonald's, when you work at IBM, when you work at a trucking site, everybody's putting a dollar amount on your freaking time. I mean, at the end of the day, if you have an opportunity to go overseas to make a few million dollars, you'd be a fool not to.
I guess I hear what you're saying. I guess I'm just not a fan of the whole the whole Islamic thing, and that's really where it come from. So yeah.
Hey, hold on real quick. Hey, Big Bag Woo. So hold on. My title is a lie. He hardly got touched, and the knockdown wasn't enough. Okay, well maybe I look back at the knockdown, but what you mean? He didn't get. Hold on, I got something for you, brother. Hold on. Stay right there.
Show him that picture.
I got him. Stay right there. Stay right there, bro. Stay right there. Hold up. I got something for you. Talk about my shit is a lie. Ain't no fucking lie over here. Your eyes can see. Don't let your eyes deceive you, brother.
Yeah, now the knockdown, it wasn't a legit.
The knockdown. I did go back and somebody sent me a closer look at the knockdown. He got his foot caught under there too. So yeah, that I'll agree. It still doesn't change that Morrell made him look vulnerable and did good. I'm not saying he won. I never said he won.
It was a good fight, man.
It was a good fight. There you go, brother. When was the last time you seen David looking like that? Hold on 1 second. What you mean he ain't got touched? They said he landed more on Benavidez than any other opponent, and he landed more power punches on Benavidez more than any other opponent. What does that tell you? What does that tell you, brother?
You know what Shadow goes to? They talking about that David Benavidez landed more on Morrell, which he did land a lot of times.
He did. He won the fight. You see, here goes the issue, Coach Eddie. We were just talking
won the
about
fight. But a lot of those punches were body shots. Let's keep it 100.
And look, that's the issue with this. The one thing I do agree, even though I don't agree with everything Southpaw says, the one thing I agree with him is that this is an emotional community. And it's like when you're saying something good about a fighter that they support, oh, facts, this and that. When you give an opinion on something else, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, this and that. And it's like, brother, listen, I'm here, I'm fair, I'm honest, I'm down the middle. I go at the fighters I support even more. I go at them more than the fighters that I actually don't like. So I'm over here saying David Benavidez is a monster, right? I'm not one of these guys that are over here not giving him any credit, because if you shit on Morrell, the more you make Morrell look like a trash fighter, then why the fuck is Benavidez beating up on trash fighters? So I'm not like that, bro. At the end of the day, he won the fight. It was clear. It wasn't a robbery. The knockdown wasn't a real knockdown. I look back at it. But at the same time, Morrell busted him up, and he stood there. He did not run, and he rocked David a couple of times, okay? And I've never seen David rock like that. That's the truth. Now, you could take it or leave it. I have to say, I'm not saying David Benavidez is a bitch or that he lost. I'm saying he won. He got the mindset of a monster, but he got touched up. What's wrong? Why can't two things be? It's like they look at their fighters as gods, bro. It's like I don't look at no man as God, bro. No man is God to me, bro.
And David Benavidez had a good chin because Morrell ran him into a freaking right hook that would have floored a lot of people, man. I mean, you freaking caught him right on the chin, twisted that head around 180 degrees. You know what I'm saying?
I saw the fight again today too, brother. Though he landed a lot of punches, bro. He didn't land as much as David. You got to understand what I'm saying. But like, bro, you know what? And I had these highlights, and look, man, I would sit here and show them to you. But yesterday I was showing I would show them to you right now. Look, I wish, bro, I could go through each one with you, bro. I really do. But just yesterday, I was live, and I don't know what it is with fucking PBC, bro. I was showing their fucking highlights, not actual fight. I was showing their highlights from Twitter, and they cut my stream, bro. They cut my stream. They struck my channel. I had to go back and argue with them and be like, you know what? Fuck it. Take it out. You know what I mean? Just take. So now when you go back and look at the stream, anytime I showed the fucking fight, it's like it skips and it fucks up my life. It looks retarded, but I wasn't gonna argue them. I wish I could sit here and show it to you, but we were going through it yesterday. Look, man, he won the fight. David Benavidez won the fight, but listen, Morrell, he did good, bro. Okay, like I feel like this is what I'm seeing, big bad. Well, I don't know if you're seeing this, all right, but let me tell you, like this is what I see. I see people that, and I'm not saying you're part of them, but you can't act like you don't see it. I see people that like David and they hate Canelo. And then I see people that like Canelo and they don't like David. And what I'm seeing is these two fan bases, you're going to see comments like this. You're going to see, oh, look, David got all touched up. They use that as like, oh, look, he's not that good and this and that. I'm not saying that. But at the same time, I'm also not going to be like, oh, Morrell ain't nobody and shit. Like I see the comments like they praising the opponent more than they praising he got his ass whooped. And it's like, nah, bro, you act like when a motherfucker get knocked out, like we go, oh, that dude got knocked out in the first round real good. No, we don't say that. But when a person shows a good account of himself, bro, and shows heart and makes it competitive, yeah, they get praised, bro. This is a brutal ass fucking sport, man.
Unlike freaking Berlinga, who lost every goddamn round and gave himself a goddamn parade like he won the fight or something. I mean, come on, man.
But it is what it is, man. If you see it a different way, Big Babu, that's good too, man. You can say what you want.
Hey, one more thing, Shadow. I'm gonna hop off.
I gotta get off too, but go ahead, man. Yeah,
one more thing.
Hold on. A lot of times. Hold on. Hey, Big Babu, I appreciate you being here too, brother. All right, I appreciate you, man. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, one thing. A lot of people they'll use the compy box when it fits their narrative, but then when it don't fit their narrative, they'll say compy box is no good. So which one? You can't have it both ways. Either it's good or it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we see how many times my fighter hit your guy. But then when it's the other way around, we know CompuBox ain't accurate.
You know what, too? It's funny that you say that because another thing, though, too, that I want to say to Benavidez's credit is so leading up to the fight here, right? Everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of people in the comments was when Morrell called him RoboCop, they were like, yeah, he's Robo. And I kept saying, I don't understand what you mean by that. And they're like, oh, David got flat-footed feet. And I'm like, that don't mean nothing, bro. Like, if you got fast hands, because people think automatically you got fast feet, that makes you like Sweet Pea Purnell. Bro, you could have flat-footed feet and have good defense, bro. To me, Shakur is kind of flat-footed. He stands out, but he's good with his waist and his distance. And even though Benavidez did get busted up in his face, I think he has very underrated defense because when you look at the punch stats, even though Morrell landed more than I think they said at the end of the fight they were talking about what Morrell did, and I got to go back and listen, but he did things that no other fighter had did to him. Even though he did that, David still did very well because when you look at the punch stats, I think Morrell threw 100 more punches than David or something like that, 50 or 100 more. I got to look him up right here. And he landed way less. So that means that David blocked a lot. That means Morrell missed. You know what I mean? So it's like David Benavidez underrated defense too as well.
But you know what, Shadow goes? I'm going to be real quick. Like I said, I'm not trying to pick and choose.
Okay, brother, go ahead.
When I use CompuBox and everything. But like I said, a lot of. I think Morrell landed. It seemed like to me David really concentrated on Morrell's body, and I think a lot of times that's how he got that punch stat up so high because he was tagging that body, early, bang, bang, bang. I think Morrell actually landed more headshots than David, but David really concentrated on the body. I think David Benavidez did land a flashier headshots, the ones that were more noticeable. You know what I'm saying? That especially those uppercuts that he was hitting with, they were some nice uppercuts.
And it's David's presence too, bro. Like even when he's not throwing punches, he's standing right in front of your, like it's different. Like I was talking about it earlier, like just a person's presence. Like when they swarm you, the way he swarms you, bro, he's always in front of your face, so he's always making you think. And I don't know if you saw, there was a couple of times where, like I pointed it out. I think it was the 9th or the 10th round. So he was busting up Morrell. He had him moving backwards and everything. And I played it yesterday. That's when they cut my stream off. But he's backing Morrell up, and Morrell went to go reset in the middle of the ring, and he threw a quick 3-punch combination. And on the last punch, he hit David Benavidez in the stomach, and there was a delay reaction. And you see David visibly after a couple seconds, he drops his hands, meaning you could tell there's a delay, and then he backed up. That was the very few times I saw David Benavidez back up, but Morrell didn't see it. Like he didn't know, he didn't notice it. He didn't know. But when you go back and you look, you see like David backed up and he was visibly shook. There was a couple times where Morrell, he was trying to do what he could, but he just didn't have. He looked like he exerted a lot of energy. He throws way too much power into his punches, but David has underrated defense. And before you go, just real quick, the punch stats right here, which was kind of interesting yesterday. The punch stats results, and then I'm gonna end it too. CompuBox right here. So stop screen. Here we go. CompuBox, share screen. CompuBox right here. So let me move the thing out the way.
Why is Carissa Shields still fighting 2-minute rounds, man? What's up with that, man?
I don't understand. I'm about to get up and look at it.
3 minutes. What the heck is going on, man?
So right here, so total punches thrown, Benavidez threw 553 and Morrell threw 601. But Morrell only landed 165 and Benavidez landed 224. And then the power punches, this is where they say he landed more power punches on Benavidez than I think any. So he landed 136 power punches on David Benavidez.
Dang. Oh, he was working. Even with that, Benavidez's power punch connect ratio was higher than his, even with that. So David landed 181 and threw 378, while Morrell threw 423 and 136. So David has underrated defense, but as you see, like Morrell did, but I'm a fan of Morrell, bro. I like Morrell, man. He did what he had to. I think give him another year, let him get a title back, and then run it back. Yeah, I think both guys are feeling pretty sore this morning. If you really want to keep it 100, and I think David Benavidez, he covers very well. He's covered. That's one thing I got to give him credit for.
Guard,
he covers very well. So a lot of those punches was bouncing off it.
Right, yeah. I was gonna say a lot of shots he got hit was bouncing off of that. That's another thing. Morrell's power is he's got so much stud on his punches that some of the punches where David was on the ropes, David was blocking them, but it was getting a little bit through, and also maybe his glove was hitting his face, and that's why a lot of rubbing in right here. But that just goes to show you the thudding power of Morrell, bro.
Yeah. Definitely. Power. That's what I'm saying. It was one instance I seen where Morrell landed this beautiful right hook. I think in the middle of an exchange, man. I'd say he spun David Benavidez's head.
Oh, you mean right here? Hold on, I think I can show that before we go. I think
he spun him like 120 degrees, man. And you see David Benavidez, his knees buckled, man.
Yeah, I know. You're talking about this one.
He caught himself. You know what I'm saying? He caught himself. Those knees buckled though.
Right here. Yep. You're talking about this right here. And then after this, I got to get off. Here we are right here. You're talking about this right here. This was early in the fight too.
Yep. Bro, you see them knees buckle. The legs don't lie, bro.
And now Morrell trying to fight back. Benavidez though.
David stood right there and started firing back.
Yeah, started firing. But David Benavidez did say this was. He said this was a hard fight. He did say that.
And then there's a body shot right here, and I don't know if you can hear it, but it's coming up by Morrell. It's so thudding, like through my earphones. I was like, damn, it's coming up right here.
Unbelievable. He got Cliff around now going in, and he's got him right on the ground.
Ooh.
Coming up right here.
Doing what he said he would do. Punch for punch. Benavidez.
Right there, you heard that, right?
Yeah, I heard that.
Smack? That's a 30 right there in the body, bro. That shit is loud as fuck.
Show, man. Okay. All right, Shadow. You have a good one, brother. I'm about to hop off, man. Thanks for having me up, bro.
Take it easy, bro. Appreciate you,
sir.
man. And I appreciate the people that pulled up, man, and the people that were here. Hey, look, man, just real quick, because I can see it now. Look, man, I let anyone come here, bro. As long as there's like, it don't matter whether they like a fighter I like or don't like a fighter that I like. The whole purpose of this is so we can talk it out, bro. I know a lot of channels don't like doing that. I'm not like that. I'm not one of the dudes that are like, oh, well, you don't like the fighter that I like? Well, fuck you. You ain't coming on. I don't do that over here, bro. As long as you ain't coming on here like, I'm going to shoot you, I'm going to do that. Because, motherfucker, you ain't going to do nothing to me. That's number one. You ain't gonna, we on the internet. But if you don't like what I'm saying, you're more than welcome to come up here and we could talk, bro. That's what the whole shit, that was the purpose of me. The whole reason why I made my channel in the first place is because I felt like sometimes when I went somewhere, if they didn't like what I was saying, they wouldn't let me on. And I'm like, why? I'm trying to explain to you why I don't see it like that. People don't see it how I see it with Canelo. I get it. And every time I criticize Canelo, I probably get the most thumbs down ever. But I'm not going to sit here and that doesn't mean I'm not going to give my opinion on it, bro. Because if anything, I'm over here defending the dude saying I think he could beat David. I think the longer he waits, but it doesn't matter. I don't think it's going to happen. They in different weight classes, but people said that they saw Eddie Reynoso at the fight yesterday. So I don't know what that means. But then again, I think Eddie might have had a fighter there. So anyway, bro, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a blessed weekend, man. Y'all take care. Till next time. Till the next.